Hey, Internet. It is me, with more Arknight Venus. Nobody could have seen that coming. So, yeah. We got to do a bunch of reading yesterday, so probably gonna be able to finish this easily today. Then we'll see what we're doing. We could do some IS afterwards, we could do Dorothy's vision. I feel like I'm good in time with my internal plan of catching up with the things I want to catch up, but hey, being even gooder on time. But yes, we have seen how the evil cold dragon dies to her sister. That surely happened that way. You know, that's what the news say, I guess. Well, it's time then to tell the third story.
There was a mother who once ruled a kingdom until her crown and her family were taken by her foes.
Oof.
The mother had a powerful daughter who then made a pact with the dark mist in the dark woods to drive out their foes. The daughter reclaimed the kingdom for her mother, returning the promised peace to the dark mist.
Is it like...
The mother was to host a grand coronation for her daughter, but the daughter died mysteriously right before...
I have no idea what the black mist is supposed to be.
And then rage engulfed the mother. Her zeal to avenge her daughter was so fierce that the entire kingdom was scorched by her vengeful fire. Until that fury disturbed the dark mist, who had just returned to its resting peace. The dark mist demanded that the mother cease, or she would be dragged into the darkness. But in her grief, the mother remained convinced that the dark mist was the one who had taken her daughter. A desperate battle was then inevitable. The mother determined to risk her life.
Mima's sweet. At the city gates, the nomad looks back at the citadel in the distance one last time. She resists the urge to turn tail and flee at the acrid burning smell. She knows what it signifies. She knows she should do as Lemma said, and leave the city to seek the big man as quickly as possible, regardless of whether Lakshini is successful. But despite the urgency in Nemesis' voice, she did not sound like she believed things would take a turn for the better. Or did she believe that Pritchard could convince the Wakeman to come? Pritchard could smell the same burning smell coming from Nemo's. Reminded her of the obsessions that only the dead could have. What are you waiting for? Death? You're just waiting for it to pat you on the back, so you can have a nice little race together? Who's that? Oh, I forgot you could hear me. No, I just normally talk to myself. I can hear you. I can even sense your presence, but I can't see you. Leave the city, outsider. You're now outside a tomb by the sound of it. Naturally. Consider it advice from one outsider to another. Live, Bridget. Nothing's more important than being alive. The city will be dead by sunrise tomorrow. Listen to Nemo's. Find her kinsman. Run as fast as you can, and never look back. You're right, I should go. But then you would all be a hero. But I will be back. Okay, she will just be terminated instead. Back. Stubbornness and stupidity really are hereditary. You're going to come back after she tried so hard to get you out of here. So you also think it was just an excuse to keep me safe? What else could it be? You really think you can sway those wood plains? Maybe if you waited for spring, one of the plains would sprout and they might come with you to the dark woods. I don't like the way you talk, invisible brother. What did you call me? Brother? Gee, that's how you know that Bridget is at least a nice person compared to you, Mr. Exile King. You have burnt stench, but other than that, you remind me of the nomads. No clue how you related to us, but it feels right. I guess it makes sense. He did not really live in the city, right? Let's make a bet then, Bridget. A bet? On whether you'll be back tonight, before Nasorsi is burned to the ground. I say it's impossible. That's not what you really want to bet on. Oh yeah, then tell me what I'm really thinking. You just want to prove that you're right, that nothing is more important than being alive. You think I'll choose survival in the end. But whatever, you're on. Well, what are you waiting for then? It just doesn't feel fair if you win. I'll live the rest of my life in regret. But if I win, it doesn't really matter to a bystander like you. Yeah, you know, at least offer something. So how about this? If I win, you go back to where you came from. Go home, spooky ghost. And where do you think I should go back to? No idea, but not here. This isn't your home. You sound like you've been betrayed by the city folk here before, but you still can't bring yourself to hurt them. I mean, he has his purple flames who he's stuck in the past and wants his vengeance, okay? You act like you want to see them weep what he sowed, but it didn't sound happy at all when you talked about the city burning to the ground. Honestly, you're the most struggling person I ever met, and enough. King was not ready for this. Oh man, you know that later on in the game's lifespan they have just been cooking with some of the CGs, man. Very well. If you win, I return to where I belong. But just coming back here to die won't cut it. What else do you need me to do then? Deliver a message to those woodplains outside the city. Tell them. It's been 600 years. Nobody's blaming you anymore. Go do your jobs. Oh, and one more thing. Beep, you stupid woodplains. What? Pass that on to those fools verbatim. Especially the filthier bits. Did you get all that? Need me to repeat myself? You know, come on, teach me some swear words. No. The elders sometimes speak that language, so I understand it. More or less. Then go. What are you waiting for? Was all of that just so you could tell me this? Let's get moving already. The golden-haired nomad takes a deep breath and runs away from the city. Her ancestors, whose figure she never saw, stands in place, unmoving. That stubbornness and stupidity really are hereditary. I mean, you don't really know her family, your parents. Especially since they are nomads, so Amos turns to leave, while Ashini looks towards the dark woods. The sun has set beneath the horizon. Curfew is about to begin. In the distance, she sees the dark mist spreading from the forest towards Naseorsi, thicker than ever. Made it in time. She raises her spear towards the mist outside, lighting a bright yellow spark in the city of purple. As though receiving some kind of message, the mist slowly rises until it is level with the flame at the tip of her spear. Yes, come here, where it's warm and bright. It is still alive. Yes, over here. What? You want to pretend I don't exist again? Oh no, it's time to activate superpowers. I won't let you. This light will never go out. Not until true darkness falls. Attracted by the flames in her hand, yet unable to approach, the mist begins to float through the streets. Soon it returns, but this time a flame can neither thwart or repel it. There's a cacophony within the mist. It feels as though everything has gone dark all of a sudden. The dark mist has come. Is this your answer? Yes, this is my answer. It's incomplete. It needs time. I am your enemy, not your friend. We'll see about that. The deathly fires have not yet completely transformed the people into the walking dead. They're still alive. There's still time to return the flames. Exactly, we have one more night. And you're not going anywhere until Nemus awakens them. Ridiculous. Ridiculous? Maybe. Maybe my strength, my wisdom and my arts are also insignificant to you. That seems ridiculous. But I have my resolve. Nemus tracks the coffin to the corridor. The wet dragon's remains do not burn. They simply lie there, quietly. This is how death should be, but Nemus seems to hear an ethereal voice laughing in her ear. Without hesitation, the wayward wake woman lifts the limp body and tosses it into the coffin. This coffin, Red Dragon, is your final resting place. It's where those like you belong. So, where are you now? Are you still watching us from somewhere? With that twisted smile of yours. But this vessel, at least it's beyond your reach. Otherwise, you'd have burnt me to ash by now. And the spear, which never left your side. How many times have you puffed your flames from it? How many others like Kulan have been your victims? Only like a few thousand. You don't even know the answer, do you? With great effort, Nemus lifts the spear and thrusts it into the coffin. Flames from its tip engulf the coffin in an instant, spreading along the rope connecting to Nemus, merging with the purple fire on her. A deathly cold runs through Nemus's body, but she could hardly feel temperature at this point. You're mine now. I finished what Cullen started. Let's go. To those lowly, despicable places that suffered from the war you stole victory in. You will be seen by all. Your death will be seen by all. They will know that you are dead. That the proud, imperious Red Dragon is dead. Here lies the Plana Dublin, and the coffin covered in freezing flames. But what will they do then? I pray that your death will wake them up. Of course, as Ashini hoped. That they'll know that the era you presented is over, that Nasorsi will escape this calamity, that Tava need not to celebrate its rebirth with the death of his city. But The fire must have gotten to my head, Draken. Oh no. Why did I suddenly feel like that ending? That all ends in destruction. Isn't so bad. Someone else may have killed you, but this is my revenge. Coffin remains silent, and Nemos no longer speaks. Silent, delirious, and determined, she tracks the burning coffin down the stairs, making a point to let it hit each step on the way down. Okay, come on, this is just petty. Sounds like the withered mockery of the dead. Man, that was really short. Boop, boop, boop. Boop, boop. Yeah, boop, boop. And it's time for 8. Nemos tracks the coffin out of the citadel. Not a single soul is in the square with the statue. Curfew has begun, but she tracks the White Dragon's coffin over as the draconic flames burn within her own body. Wherever she goes, the darkness retreats. Once she moves on, it reoccupies the space. Heh, Cullen. I envy you. No one could have slept 2 years tracking that colossal statue, forcing them to come out to see what's going on. I mean, something, he was not alone. What about me, Cullen? What am I supposed to do? You scream with the might of your lungs and just announce the queen is dead. We burned the witch. Do I have to keep shouting the Red Dragon is dead as I walk down the street? She lifts her head to meet the statue's eyes. Why did the flames dancing within its pupils do not answer? She recalls the songs she sung for the dead with the Wegman all those years ago. Those from the city would also join in, only for the first few lines. I hope you all remember the ancient ballads, Terence. So, Red Dragon, which song should I sing to announce your death? How about the blasphemous Tim Van's Weg? You enjoy a funeral where people get into fights, splash whiskey on your corpse, and then you wake up after smelling the alcohol. Forget it, no one wants you coming back to life. Yeah, but we should address the elephant in the room. She casually sings another song that pops into her mind. The black clouds shroud the marsh and vales. The cold wind shrieks through the mountains and hills. At crack of dawn I see a traveler, who asks me the way to the golden field. The red wigwoman sings with a hoarse voice, dragging the burning coffin towards every inhabited part of the city she's familiar with. She stops at every house, making sure that the purple flames reflect in their window, that the elegy is heard inside. The more she sings, the more intimately the flames envelop her body, overwhelming her sluggish senses and making every step feel like torturous labor. It also lets her hear even the smallest snippets of speech from every window. Taran language classes, Kieran? That can possibly be free, right? At that price. Well, it's doable, as long as we cut down on the wine. You know, that doesn't sound like the biggest sacrifice. Bloody hell, Kieran! If I helped you more back then, could you have escaped the Victorians? Damn dark mist, if the Red Dragon won't drive it away, I'll do it myself. I still don't get what the Black Mist is actually supposed to symbolize. Am I just a little bit? Black clouds shroud the marsh and vales. The cold wind shrieks through the mountains and hills. At crack of dawn I see a traveler, who asks me the way to the golden field. Who's that? Nemos? What she's up to, singing in the middle of the night? And what's that she's dragging that burns so bright? Darling, even if you want to help the Tavern cause, you really don't have to join the army. Fine. I'll wait for you to come home for the day we win our freedom. Finally some quiet. Going on and on about how your hand hurts when your whole arm's already gone. It's not like screaming about it's going to get you any medicine. It was going to be like this. I wish you'd never come home. I'd rather spend my whole life missing you. Okay, Jesus Christ, man. I said to him, poor chap, even if I don't know how far you have to go. But if you wish, I'll go with you for a bit, towards the golden field. Isn't this a funeral song? It's purple flames. Was it mourning? What? Enemies have entered the woods and are right outside the city? You can't sit big and do nothing, Nemus. There's the army recruiting. I'll take my weapons and go. There's neither light nor any voice behind this window. Oh, it's like Colin's smithery, isn't it? Turn right and pass by the palace. Cross the river of fine wine. I'll share a cup by the riverside before we return to the Golden Field Road. Miss Nemo, will you be moving in with Mr. Cullen after the war's over? Oh, I was hoping there'd be someone other than me to cook for him. Well, at least he was looking out for his dad, kinda. Perhaps the most important thing to do before Highness returns is to repair the workshop door. I hope you find that golden field and the home in flames you'll never yield. I'm sure you won't hesitate then and complete your trip to the golden field. A vague woman on the brink of death. Who does she think she's going to rouse with those songs? When she can't even wake herself up. But whatever happens, Bridget, oh silly child of my distant bloodline, don't come back. The city isn't worth your life. Nemus walks towards the last suite she has yet to visit. Has been to practically the entire city and heard a simmering restlessness behind every door, but none of them have opened. She is doing her best, okay, cannot blame her. The wayward wake woman gradually loses her grasp on her senses as her voice grows weaker. She has sung every song she knows, even the blasphemous Timfin's Wake from start to finish. There's only one song left, she did not want to sing it, but now she has no other choice. I stepped into the dark woods one morn, calling to the mists of war. I trod up in the road, heading out to war. See, this is the song. This is the song everybody loves. Now they just go outside to start singing, and then they go like, man, you're dragging around a corpse? Oh man, even her eyes. Nemus. Emma. I almost couldn't recognize you. You're still not doing good, Nemus. I'll be dead soon. I just want to lie in bed and stop breathing. My joints hurt and my throat's burning. I'm even seeing people who aren't with us anymore. But I heard your song and saw the coffin. I'm on death's door already, so I figured why not come and see. Where is the dark mist? Maybe in the forest, maybe in the city. Maybe right behind us. I don't know and I don't care. I don't care either. One question, Nemus. I need you to answer it before I can die in peace. Inside that coffin, is that truly our red dragon? Nemus stands on the front porch, staggering as if ready to collapse at any moment into a pile of kindling to burn in despair and return to dust. I put her in the coffin myself. Why did she die? Who killed her? Who? Emma's feeble but angry voice echoes down the empty streets. Who? 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 The echoes linger. Emma turns around to look. The streets are still empty, but she knows where the echoes are coming from. And every closed door is a pair of bloodshot eyes hidden away, just like the ones on Emma's face. Emma turns again to look towards the towering citadel, but nothing remains within. You guys still want revenge? That's right. As long as we can move, we can avenge the Red Dragon. That's not what you're supposed to learn from this. Emma turns away in despair. She stops singing her songs and merely hauls the coffin step by step towards the square. Wait, Nemus, wait! How many times must I repeat myself, Mist? My plan is that I killed her with my own hands. Her body lies in a coffin. Nemus is now tracking to the city. The people must know she's dead, and return her violet flames to their bodies will no longer burn. Wishful thinking. She did not give those flames, she merely started a fire. I think the Red promise will be lost because of you. No, it will be saved. When has she ever cared about honoring her promises? Or if that's all that matters to you? Yashini retreats, step by step, but there's no room for her to move any further. Only then does a fierce flame burst from her spear tip, melting the coldly lit vegetation. No, that the only Red Dragon stands before you. Whatever she's promised you, the only way you'll get it is through me. Do you hear the doors opening in the distance? Must have. Nemus sighed. The first resident to pay curfew has already opened the door. So for their sake, as well as the hundreds more who will take it to the very same streets, we must remain here. Before my answer to Nasuosi is deemed a failure, before the people here reduce the shambling corpses spent on tearing the dark mist apart, I have no right to take the lives of anyone trespassing in the dark. What arrogance. You call this arrogance? If Tava needs it, I can be far more arrogant than that. The Red Dragon speaks no more, and the flames of life burn brightly atop her spear. She steps forward with her back straight, no longer dodging the ice-cold branches, but allowing them to lace her body with bloodied scratches. The juxtaposition of the giant statue with the two tiny figures makes them seem like ghosts. But somehow, Nemus can also feel the presence of others besides Emma. In fact, seem to have crowded the square as if the whole city is here. They are all watching and listening, lit up by the strange purple glow from the original lamps. No, it's more than a glow. The bodies are burning purple. The one who killed the Red Dragon is... Nemus knows they haven't changed a bit. They're still waiting for her to utter a name they can curse and then destroy. Maybe they will even destroy themselves. Oshini? No one will believe there were actually two Red Dragons. Where else then? Where else could possibly kill the dragon who seemed to toy with life and death? Before she can stop herself, there's a thought. I'll just say it was the Dark Mist, or the Victorians. Revenge, indeed. Let these lunatics dash into the mist and die in the Red Dragon's name. Yeah, kinda a bit far away from your goal of helping then. Let them fulfill the desire for vengeance. Let this violet city die. It was born in disgrace. Let it die in madness. Yes, die. Let everyone who stayed perish, just like those who left and went into the dark mist. I stepped into the dark woods one morn, calling to the mists of ore. Amos turns to look at the colossal dragon skeleton sculpture and recalls that recent evening, fresh with confusion and sorrow. What was he thinking? The man who dragged the statue into the square. What song was he singing in his heart? Was it the song they taught Theo when they rescued him? What feels like centuries ago? At this moment, the last bit of her sanity snatches the answer from the very clutches of her rage. Answer that had been fluttering around since the very beginning of the story. Answer to the red dragon, to the sisters, to the mirror and reflection, and to the flames of life and death. Cullen. If it wasn't you to throw his life away protecting these people. One who killed the red dragon is no one other than the red dragon. It was herself. The woman before Nemo stares at her blankly, as she did not hear her words. Straining her entire being, Nemo yells at the whole city. The red dragon killed herself! She never intended to light the flames within your bodies, but she did not want you to burn into cinders. She offered her own life instead. Protect you from death, and yet... Must you exact a fruitless revenge? Must you destroy everything she gave her life for? The city falls silent as purple flames flicker, leaving only the dark mist lingering restlessly at the gates, as if waiting for its hesitant prey to step into its domain. You're saying she killed herself. So we wouldn't exact revenge? Then what do we do now? I don't go home, yeah, hug your loved ones, something like that. All sort of questions from the residents since Nemo's head spinning. Bloodshot eyes that did not shut from news of the death, instead ask her questions. Finding teeth that did not relax from news of the death, instead ask her question. Clenched fists that did not open from news of the death, instead ask her questions. Silence, tension, confusion. The revenge was rejected, overruled by the red dragon. So where should their sorrow go now? Niels, my unborn child, red dragon. Someone tell me. Emma? Even revenge is out of my hands. Then what else can I do? I have nothing else. The war took everything from me. That's where you rebuild. Am I supposed to live on? Tell me, Niels. Tell me, red dragon. Anyone, just tell me quickly. How am I supposed to live on? Or should I go to you instead? No, don't listen to the flames. Emma, no! Isn't this the only path left for me? You could atone for your sins. I stepped into the dark woods one morn, calling to the mists of awe. Niels, is that you? You're finally back. Let's go, Bridget came back. I trot up in the road, heading out to war. No pipes are singing, no battle drums a roar. Only the bells behind me, through dew and fog their wings to soar. Stop singing. The song starts Niels away from me. You will still sing that song, Nomad. Now seems lost to madness until a soft voice sings the same tune, but with different lyrics. The night-blind laborer is led by a wake woman as they slowly walk into the square. Again through the dark woods. I said stop singing that! It again? Maybe presumptuous, but I tried writing a new verse to the song. Because I don't want our brave loved ones to just leave us, never to see us again, eternally lost in the mist, just like we are. Again to the dark woods, parting the mists of ore. Our gallants dearly departed, my heart so sad and sore. And so my dreams I go, lighting bonfires in the woods. Not to reunite, but to light the path you trod with fog and dew. Not to reunite, but to light the path you trod? Oh, a tear trickles from Emma's eyes, swigging across her sallow face. Turn it, return your flames, and the blessing of the red dragon. Return the flames? If I return this blessing, does fire back to her? Will it light up their path? Return it, and the wandering departed will also return to the flames and rest in peace. No, I don't want that. I just want to see him again. You die as you are. We only ever push past each other in the fog. Again and again. Then what should I do? Live on. He chose to walk into the mist, so he wouldn't need to be lost within it as well. Return the fire to light his path. Then let the years pass, but life begin anew. When your hair is white and he learns his wish was fulfilled, only then will you meet again. The woman buries her face in her hands as she kneels on the ground, tears streaming down her fingers. Moran hands her a candle. The candle flame turns purple the moment she takes it between sobs. The wakemen and refugees slowly sing their way through the city, like a tiny stream left behind after a night of rain. It's by no means a clear stream, nor a turbulent one. It is a miserable, muddy trickle flowing down centuries of painful history, carrying dust and blood and about to run dry. But it is this murky bitterness that reveals the city's true self in the gloomy night. Nights of falling asleep, griping old photos, mornings awakened by phantom pain from amputated limbs. Now empty houses fell to ruin, while those fortunate enough to return home were greeted only by orphaned dolls scattered across dusty floors. The doors are opening? Yeah. People flood into the streets like a burst dam hurrying into the square. Some leave their homes with candles in hand, while many more follow Emma's lead and take one from the wake woman. The flames still burn purple, but seem to have softened and bear a bit of warmth. Finally, we can move on. Place the red dragon's coffin at the statue's base, Nemus. It seems Nassorsi will witness a grand fire returning ceremony tonight. We gonna fucking ignite the statue, it's gonna be beautiful. You should be the first, Nemus. Me? I deserve funeral. So, are you sure? It's more than just hers, is it not? We do bury all that we've lost. Wakewoman looks around, trying to pinpoint the shadow of a stranger. But even if the ghost wasn't trying to hide from her, there's no way of hearing the long overdue words of forgiveness from his mouth. Now we're even with brains. Nimbus takes a candle from the wake woman and bows before the burning coffin beneath the dragon statue. Rest in peace. She deliberately neglects to mention the name of the departed. She places the candle before the coffin, long able to stop her tears from crashing into the flames. Violet fire instantly rises up into the sky, spreading from the coffin to the entire statue. The entire sculpture is set ablaze. The crowd placed the candles down beside the statue and returned the purple flames to the one who granted them their hue. Some are silent and some call the red dragon's name, but many more chant the most precious things they had lost in the war. Tears fall like rain. Suppressed, the promised, the twisted, incited, tears wash away the flickering, hollow pageantry, revealing only the sorrow of lives crushed to bits. crude, sharp, turbid, and stuck into their throats. Well, now does the sorrow manage to cry out. The vein of tears converges into the stream of songs, pooling around the statues as the raging place evaporates it all, leaving the citadel behind the squares engulfed in flames. As I said this is my answer. Mist does not reply, but after a long time Roshini hears a deep sigh. You made this choice yourself. The dark mist dissipates like awakening from a dream. Roshini sees few black clouds above her. She heads towards the square. She goes to return fire to the dead. She walks the whole way from the city gates to the square. Every living resident is scattered before the burning statue. Soaring purple flames have already taken over one side of the citadel. No one is able to approach, so Roshini gets all the space she could want. It should work from here too. Eplana, your tower never need your flames again. A small blossom of fire flies from Roshini's palm. He does not know if this conforms to funerary tradition, simply an act of instinct. White yellow flower flutters into the purple place. Roshini stands quietly, as the other fire returners have done. But the fire does not die out. It changes colors, white. Yeah, baby, come on. Come on. Purple fire still lights up half the sky until everyone has returned their flames. The original lamps on their waist remain an ice-cold violet. Roshini finally realizes that at some point the giant dragon, so the flame has stopped right before her. She meets his eyes. Eplana's eyes. Is he not giving up, Eplana? Very well then, I play along with you. One last time. Roshini's spear tip flares up as the giant dragon flaps its wings and charges towards her. Man, I guess we did. Did you buy the statue? That dragon was an asshole. I can't wait to get a V1 of this event and actually take revenge. Did I? Let's just do the after. Did I do 8 after? Did I ever mention that I'm stupid? Okay, no, this is... Your Highness, the singer has just sent word that the elocutionists in the west have taken Roshini on their way to County Hillock. I see. They only sent news after our troops left, and the leader had already set out for County Hillock. They seem to want to avoid offending the elocutionists in this group, but also to avoid accusations of concealing information. What should we do with him? Chaplin has never needed him to be our eyes. No one is counting on him for this. My utmost apologies. I take full responsibility. I assumed they were heading towards County Hillock on orders, and never imagined they dared to take Roshini. They haven't gotten far, so we can still catch up if we set off now. Your Highness, I bring news from your sister. She hopes you can curb the elocutionist and his men from acting rashly and bring her back. She said that herself? That's right. I mobilized the troops at once. Hold on. Your Highness, we should stop them as soon as possible. Also, I don't want to go to County Hillock. Straight from the dragon's mouth. If that's truly her desire, then she ought to realize it with her own hands. It would be no difficult task with her flames. Has she not already sentenced quite a few to death in the name of the leader? Tell her this. If that is what she wants, she can do it herself. No, there's no need for even that. Your Highness, if I may be so bold, she is your... My sister? Well, at least she did have a character development. The giant infected flaps its steel wings, steering up a flaming vortex, but Lashini does not waver. He stabs her spear firmly in its eye socket. Still unable to commit to killing me, Lashini. Gradually, the dragon's voice overlaps with her planars, and eventually even its body becomes hers. The scenery around them changes swiftly, just like that night in the ruins of La Prière. I just don't know. What exactly do you want? You deceived me and lied to so many, all for what? For the city to be buried alongside you? To become the next legendary King Gale? I never lied to you. And why should I believe you now? What exactly is Nasoasi to you? What about Tara? I'd always believed they shared the same dream, so why do they seem completely different now? Or will dreams eventually become a card for you to play in your mad pursuit of power, one that you will inevitably grow bored of, just like the Sheeny back in County Hillock. County Hillock. I saw no desire to return to me in your eyes back then, only belief. Was I mistaken? Though indeed, I was truly sick of it back in County Hillock. With my flames, I can mold anything I want into any shape I want. Everything except my reflection in the mirror. No matter how large a place I stoked, she wouldn't change one bit. Because you never burned her directly. Because I've never burned you directly. I've only ever waited. Always been waiting. Waiting for you to give me an answer. An answer? You know, we could have just had a nice family talk instead of going to all of this. What about you, Lashini? What do you want? Yes, it's good that your blood and your upbringing have you carry yourself high. But if you want for nothing, what sort of position am I meant to leave by my side for you? Go on, this is your wish on a snowy night. Let your aspire as grand as you want. Oh, you never used your flames on me, but only because you had other tools more suited for the task. Fear, duty, guilt, sympathy. I love my psychological manipulation. You never asked me directly to change, but you've done so indirectly countless times. So all my attempts to guide you were useless, yet my apathy bore fruit? How terribly ironic. Whatever the case, you finally returned of your own will, ready to embrace a real life. That is enough. Conspiracies, lust for power, war, is that what you'd call a real life? Is it not? Stories, poems, legends. You think those are enough to constitute a life worthy of you or I? I know, I've always been ashamed of myself. Even now I hate myself for not sharing your suffering. I was the one who left, forcing you to shoulder it all on your own, letting them mold you into who you are now. No, Lashini. Recently, I've been wondering if you're just as arrogant as I am. The only difference is that my arrogance is directed at the land, while yours is focused solely on me. What? Conspiracies, lust for power, war. Why do you assume those are what shaped me? They've never changed me. They simply happened to take on a form I was able to wield with ease. Nothing more. The tiniest bit of power can decide whether one lives or dies. Even more power can decide the fate of armies. An overwhelming amount can decide the rise and fall of nations. But power comes to an end. Poets have always known this. I think you do too. Am I wrong, Lashini? Death mocks all equally, preparing a Peter's end for those who crave power. ruthlessly snatching away everything they spent their whole lives chasing. So, if you knew your path would come to naught, why did you still? Because it was all a life lesson for you. Lana backs away as a giant steel-forged dragon follows suit. Is it escaping or trying to hide? Genie subconsciously eases her fire, but in the next moment bites down on her lip and probably increases her strength, pushing it planar forward. Very good. At least you have learned the most fundamental thing required for a life without me. Cruelty? I would say it's strength, right? Or determination. You've decided that this path is your life, then step forward and never look back. You should be telling that to the people of Nasorsi. Let me finish. Death mocks all equally, yet I shall mock death. So bless me, dear sister, for I'm finally about to embark on a grand adventure. Lana retreats again and again, the smile on her face fainter than ever. The sensation of Shini's arms of piercing to steel gradually lessens, until it feels as smooth as a stroke to her body, then as hollow as running a spear through flame. We killed her again or something. Until an immense force like the final flash of a dying light erupts from her spear tip, pulling Shini to its other side. Ice cold flames wrap around her body, and she suddenly realizes that she now stands at the entrance of the citadel, on Red Dragon Square, right in the middle of the fiery turning right. Perhaps the dragon skeleton she is currently entangled with merely returned to its original position. Took the chance to pull her, with a firm grip on her spear, to the core of the funeral flames. You still wish to get away from me, Lashini. Light shoots out from Lashini's spear, brighter than ever. Now she chose to be here. In a flash, she feels the burning sensation as painful as her internal organs, rupturing repeatedly. The flames of life burst and fade into the sun of death, again and again until her weapon can no longer stand her overloaded arts and bursts of flame as well. The dragon's spawn crash and collide with each other, like thousands of mouths finging the separate elegies. The flames slowly grow warmer as the planet's figure gradually fades. Her sheeny lips quiver, itching to say words of farewell. In her heart, she scans every book she has read, yet is unable to recall an appropriate line. Before she dissipates, a planet slowly cradles Hoshini in an embrace. Aww. Farewell, till death do us meet again. I hope you enjoy my parting gift. Parting gift? Such. But we're changing the flame, right? We have a nice, lively orange flame. Mourners in the square are completely oblivious to what is occurring within the flames. All they see is the fire growing taller and stronger, now covering the pedestal, the coffin, the dragon sculpture, the citadel, yet continuing to ascend. They do just have a nice bonfire for the Samhain, don't they? Flames distort the dragon's figure. You can no longer tell whether it is flapping its wings in flight, in a deathmatch with some unseen foe, or crying out in anguish with its head run through. Everyone is silent, trying to identify its posture in the firelight, but all is in vain. Until Pritchard cries out in surprise. Yippee, let's go! Life has won. The fire changed color! Fire changed color. A strong wind rising up from the ground turns the sky, seeing purple flames into a maelstrom. At the bottom, where the coffin lies, arises a small but scorching sun. The entire deep purple vortex seems to light up, emitting a shining yellow from the bottom to the top. Everyone near the bonfire backs away. The flames suddenly bear warmth, nearly burning them. The rising heat dissipates, evaporating even the stream of sorrow. Perhaps a miracle is about to occur. This is the only thought on anyone's mind. A miracle, one I have no choice but to accept for Tara. Is this the parting gift you prepared for me, sister? Plana's undeniably dead. She cannot answer. Ashini twice recalled the hug. Expectations met. Pinch of warmth and old calculation. What were the proportions of each in that embrace? Maybe all those things were inseparable to Plana. You are right, Plana. This was the ultimate goal. Insist on laying this bloodstained crown atop my head, then yes. Slan Apeli. Until death, we shan't meet again. Why is she so cute? The flaming vortex exhales and dissipates. The Red Dragon, the one who led the Tarans through the long night, steps forth from the statue centered toward the entirety of Nassaucy. Her expression is blurred by flame, yet her figure is as solid as the ever-persistent life on the land. One step, then another. Her feet step over the coffin, still burning in purple embers. There's no body within, only the familiar flame-spewing spear of the leader. No body within, you see, huh? The crowd holds their breath, and the square falls silent, as if they stand outside the hospital's delivery room, or perhaps a cemetery after the last shovel of soil has been heaped into a grave. Only dancing flames remain, without rest. I can forgive everything else you've done to me, Plana, but not this parting gift. Never. In past or present, your name will sink into oblivion, alongside the countless names who built Tara. Only by Dragon of Tara Belashini Dublin. I have returned. Red Dragon will lead you in the fight against Victoria, fight for independence and freedom. Belashini Dublin is back from the abyss of death. I died to quench the flames up in Yor, but the vein of tears you shed for me extinguished that fire, allowing me to return from the abyss. This time, though, I will not drive you to your deaths. Our grand undertaking is complete. Never again will there be cause for countless Tarans to offer up their lives and leave us only wounds and wailing. I pray with all my heart that every Taran will be able to curb their own flame. Flames that came from slavery, from oppression, from humiliation, from sorrow, that never died out, not for thousands of years. I neither need nor expect you to forget. I only hope that you can do as our ancestors did. Let those flames become your lamp. A lamp that first warms yourself and then illuminates the path for us all, so we can truly love, sing, and live in our homeland. Fight your gentle light. The Queen is dead. Long live the Queen for sure. But yeah, it would be kinda, in a sense, more interesting to see what fucking actually happened instead of just hearing a flowery story about it, I guess. But, you know, it is a good end. While the crowd is still mewling over her words, one of the residents suddenly cries out in pain. Why is the burn on my hand suddenly hurting? Because now it's an actual warm flame. Wait, the colors of all your lamps. May my own change colors. These are the lights the Red Dragon hopes you will carry to warm yourselves. Purple fire belongs only to the dead, yet we unwittingly let our own flames re-dyed its color to overwhelming death and loss. But we mistook that fire for a blessing, and allowed ourselves to be dragged towards the abyss. The Red Dragon hadn't killed herself tonight, and we hadn't managed to return her flames. We could all have been dead by now, turned into walking corpses. That's gonna make a good Bad Nights story for children of Tara for sure. Extinguish the flames of death in ourselves. Is that's why she killed herself? Yeah, and then she necromanted herself. The sense of guilt that had crept up on Nemus after the purple flames vanished leaves her unable to reply. She only nods slightly. Then she feels a sudden chill on her face. Was the top of water. Nemus lifts her head and looks to the distant night sky. More. Look up as the damp raindrops pelt their face, gently washing the tears away. It is raining. Even the gods are crying. On Samhain Eve, the rain falls heavier and heavier, but the crowd still remains in the square. They wish to thank the Red Dragon for returning their lives, for separating life from death. But the Dragon tells everyone she will remain here until everyone returns home to rest. So the people gradually disperse, and eventually even the wakemen and refugees bid goodbye to the Dragon. They worry that some of the dead, who have not returned their fire yet, will gather around the ruins. Also that worry is unfounded. I guess you have some work left to do. Now that the Wakemen actually also return to the city though, maybe if it means that we at least uphold the traditions and everything again, right? So good ending for everyone. By the time the sun rises, no longer will there be any wandering dead on Tavern soil. Amidst sobs, Nemus bids goodbye to the Dragon as well. Next day, she will wake up early to collect bricks from all over town to make a new door for Colin's workshop. Man, fair. The huge square empties out, leaving only a red dragon and a nomad. So yeah, Bridget came in clutch for sure. Where are you to next, Bridget? Not sure there's anywhere to go, really. All I've ever done is pass on messages or report oncoming catastrophes. I think they will replace my job though. What are they called again? Catastrophe messengers? Hey, what if you just, it's time for a promotion for you, right? There've been less and less of us nomads anyhow, so I guess I'm glad someone will carry on the work at least. You should try contacting Woods Island. Yeah, they're a great employee. Huh? What's that? Pharmaceutical company that does anything other than producing drugs. They're good people. I have to look for their headquarters. It's a lunch ship. I'll write them a letter tomorrow, but I was hoping you could deliver it for me. I think you'll like the place. But for tonight, you ought to rest inside the fort. We can't have you sleeping in a tent with all this rain. Let's head to the Citadel gates first. Wonder if that actual letter was like it was to take a planner with them. I mean, whatever the fuck they did there must still be a reason that, she did never actually die. And she can for sure not remain in Tava, right? So it would make sense that Beat goes, take my sister, put her far, far away from here. The two of them slowly make their way towards the Citadel. The downpour continues and the fire on the sculptures is nearly extinguished. Only a faint flame of indistinct color flickers in the dragon's eye sockets. Suddenly hear a voice from behind. Stubbornness and stupidity really are heavy, I'm telling you. How can someone forget their own bed? Is there someone still in the square? It's an invisible brother of mine. He made a bet with me. Invisible. Don't turn around, Lashini. He would scare you. He's a wee bit awkward, that one. No fan of being seen, I'm sure. But I want to see his flames also turn red. Come on. Looking at the flickering flame in the dragon's eyes, Aprihiach recalls the time centuries past, when Elil was still a lad with a quacking voice, while his own beard has just started to sprout. Megret the Exquisite was promoting everything Victorian in the royal capital, and ultimately even banned a favorite custom for town commoners, placing bets. Man, why live if you cannot do sports betting or something like that, or whatever is the cool hip thing? What is it called? It's called Poly Market or something. I mean, this is one American thing, right? Where you just bet on everything somehow. Why regulate that? That day, Lahab Richach had exploded in an argument with his mother with an unprecedented level of rage. Afterwards, his mother ordered him to fast and reflect, but Elil sneaked into his father's bedroom with a big piece of steak for him. Let's go. See, they were nice fathers. How would one kill the other? Fathers blew out every light in the room and merely gorged themselves, even licking their fingers clean. Enough stubbornness. Soon everyone in the capital will be a Victorian, Elil said. But Elil was not wrong. Laprehiach stroked his still soft bird, merely shook his head. He asked, "Then why not make a bet with me? Once mother's gone, all the soul will willingly continue pretending they're Victorian." "Fine," Elil replied. The older Potter burst into laughter. "What's on the table then? What make a good wager? Why not a crown? If you win, I'll never set foot in the palace for the rest of my life." "No, I'll wager anything but that." He had refused. It was I who insisted on having it my way, half as a joke and half hungry for a gamble. Nearly put him in tears, didn't I? Yes, because Elil was always the type to give in. He'd definitely agree. And so in the end he said, "Alright, if you go, then never come back." Afterwards, I ended up leaving the palace, wandering for years as Elil spent the time unhappy in the capital. Yippee! I hear that after losing half his men in the court, Elil was controlled by not even Victorians, but Terran nobles speaking with Victorian accents. So it goes. Sometimes your culture just gets absorbed. You lost Laprehiach. No matter how homesick you are, you spent far too long on this family visit. Not to mention, you're just a pathetic shadow cast by firelight. Man, you have your own road to walk. No more faking promises. Right, just like that. Take out that purple fire from the stab wound on your chest. And now, return it to the dragon and walk the same path you did. Let's go. We do get to see him, hopefully in red flames. The Exiled King's face twists from pain, but nevertheless he extends his arm bit by bit towards the eye of the skeleton. Let's see, Elil. Is this your plates? Can phantoms also feel pain? Can you shed tears of anguish, or is it merely the vein dripping through him as his body fades to nothingness? He can no longer tell. Nah, he is also a baby, clearly. Or perhaps the flame of your good descendant here. Laprehiach. Machine steps around, but there's no sign of anyone else in the square. She finally took her meds. The voices are disappearing. Oh no. Only the purple fire in the red dragon's eyes. It flares up a split second before the vein extinguishes it completely. Do we actually now get a good ending also for the ride and what the fuck actually happened? We do not get voiceover for that, okay. Just before the mother engaged the dark mist, the wakeman of the woods came to remind her that she had yet to do which was most important. Hold a proper funeral for her daughter. Mother had intended to fight the darkness to the death, but tears began to stream down her face when the wakeman sang the ancient song, and she chose to follow tradition and hold a wake for her daughter. All through the night she cried at the purple bonfire representing her daughter's soul. A downpour of tears quenched the fire burning through the city, extinguishing even the purple funeral fire. When the wakeman once again asked the mother if she would still fight the dark mist to the death, she gazed up in the smoldering bonfire with tears on her face, saying, "I cannot abandon my kingdom's people." As she said those words, the feeble purple flame suddenly turned bright yellow. The daughter was from death and walked out of the flames. Mother and daughter embraced each other. So ends the story, not in fragments, but a true... Okay, I wouldn't call it true ending. Congratulations, we've pieced together the truth. And what a happy ending. This is all thanks to you. Come, let us toast. Then I'll write this all down and publish it for... Well, publishing it may be a challenge, but now that it's complete. Now it's complete, we can write it down, and in 20 years, once the writer's dead, the book will take off. The funeral, the bonfire, the resurrection. You saw everything. Never expected you to find the courage to return to Nasorsi. Singer? Huh. I did not expect that part. And it was a lovely ending, wasn't it? Alplana departed with the dead, never to return. But if the mysterious woman is Alplana, though, wouldn't the singer, like, easily recognize her? As for you, Your Highness Loshini, I dedicate the story to you. Whether to publish it, seal it away, or have it fade into obscurity along with the remnants of Dublin like me, it's all up to you. How wonderful. I almost regret allowing you to belittle yourself with a title like the singer. You... Wait, what? You're not Loshini. You're a planner? Like, I just think, how could he not recognize that? One singer swings his arm fiercely, spinning his drink on the table. You're dead. You can't be alive. You were killed. Twice. Once by spear and once by fire. You shouldn't be here. This has like some mummy energy for sure though. For sure. Why evil thoughts is all I can say. Or am I dead? This isn't funny. You're dead, Red Dragon. Go back to where you belong. I see. That's it. It was all a lie. You never died. You killed Oshini instead. It was all a trick, an illusion. So, what becomes of your story? My story? Have you calmed down? You shouldn't be alive. No. Has death ever been an eternal sleep for me? What I could do with life, I can do with death. As a reward for completing the story, writer, let me tell you one thing. All that matters is fire. The purple fire. The purple fire from your story. It may seem ethereal, but it is no fiction. It is true that over the long course of the war, I shared too much of my flame with others and became weak people. But fire spreads, fire consumes, fire grows. After the battle with the Nachtseher on the Gastwell, I needed to take back the flames I had given away, which had been growing on the plains and the wounds in the hearts of the people. I wanted it repaid with interest. Taxation is the most basic authority of a monarch. Mundane kings collect blood taxes to nurture their armies, to fight over land and people that will last mere centuries at most. I collect blood taxes to pay for road between life and death, with the Red Dragon's flame, and all those caught in between will look up to me. Ravings of a Red Woman. No doubt it sounds that way to you, but you cannot fathom what happens when enough death to consume a nation is returned to its master. 1,000 years of anger, sorrow, and hatred converge on me all at once. But you think they would let my flesh and spirit fade away so easily? A slave to hatred. What a fitting end for you. I've already forgotten what I said in your story. Everyone and everything that thought they could mold me just happened to take on a form I was able to wield with ease. Were I truly their slave, I would have been ash the moment I saw you. You lunatic! That's why you allowed Wellington to station his troops in the dark woods? Blockade the city, even continue the curfew. You never intended to spare Sorcy. So, was the Black Mist basically just Wellington's troops? Why thank you for finally being willing to shed light on the unpleasant truth of the Dark Mist and Wellington. Okay, yeah. As the Battle of Silver Rock Bluffs, as you witnessed from the deck of the Guestwell, still haunt you in your alcohol-fueled dreams. It's never left you, has it? Why else would you be so obsessed with depicting the mist dangling above people's heads? It's so loath to define it. The curfew was justified at first. Was the Victorian spies in Sorcy at the time indeed? The Duke of Wellington stepped up the blockade when Lashini entered the city, because he wanted to smother any possibilities of news leaking about the two red dragons. And that is why Richard could not exit the town for a bit. That makes all the sense. And the food that disappeared and came back on its own. The brigadier was more than just your most trusted lieutenant. He was also captain of Wellington's Red Steel Guard. When he went to ask for supplies, Wellington acquiesced. Wellington simply became disappointed in Lashini when she left Sorcy to seek the Wakeman. That's all. You should thank her, really. Could never have escaped the woods if Wellington hadn't relaxed the blockade out of disappointment. Why would he be disappointed at that part, though? As for the victory part you were so afraid to describe, don't tell me you've really glorified it into a fairy tale in your memories. Of course not. What happened to the Dubliners who weren't willing to give up their power? Once you took away on a pretext. Okay, so yeah, it was basically punishment swimming them. They were swallowed by the dark mist, as you put it. Quite literally. Well, fair. But Lashini still managed to make up her mind and killed you. Wellington didn't follow your ridiculous orders. Suppose I believe that your apparent purple fire left you a vessel. What do you plan to do with it? Lead an army of the dead to retake Tara? I won't help you. No living soul will. You and your dead friends can go straight to hell. Indeed, you're never suited to be Dublin's singer. You cling to what you see and believe. When the two could no longer be reconciled, you chose self-destruction rather than to give up on either. Do you really imagine that everything has gone the way you think? A letter, your grace. You may enter. Is it urgent? No, ma'am. But look at the seal. It corresponds to the emblem on record from the past 50 years. Tara? The Duke of Casa scrutinizes what the servant is holding. On the edge of the envelope is an emblem excavated from the dusts of history. The young have never seen it, while the old have forgotten it. Only those forced to keep an eye on history remember its source. Uncertain whether it is the mark of Tara, of King Gale. Never took you for a scholar of heraldry. That was not my intention, I just... It's enough that we know what it signifies. To the Duke of Castle. Open it and read it out aloud. Not too quickly. Yes, ma'am? There is no greeting. The previous letter was received. Response was delayed as the time was not yet ripe. Now it is. From this day forth, martial law is hereby lifted in Nassau Sea, the surrounding lands south of the Quay Hills. Extra! Read all about it! Martial law to be lifted at midnight across all of Tower. Publishing restrictions lifted. The art community rejoice. Read more on page 2. Finally, now we can call this a proper tavern. Huh, here. With the curfew lifted, you can drink all through the night. Besides, it's my birthday. Drinks are in the house. Really? You sure about this? Enough people in the city to drink you out of house and home. Where about yourself? Look at you, rich boy, leaving your lamb born in the middle of the day. I was so busy I forgot. It's been warm lately, so I've been rather waiting. Thought I'd take the day off, because I really have been too busy. So I bought another beer. I've got to get this fatigue out of my system. Here you go. On the other hand, I'm always more afraid of not being tired. Being tired is how I know I'm still feeding, no? That's not quite it. How should I put this? Living? Yes, living. You too, ma'am. Here's one for you. Oh, it's you, Emma. I'm sorry, I've got to get going. Off to do your time on the HE plate. Yes. No idea how you managed to smuggle all that food out last year, but I hear you've been paying it off with honest work over there. You need to be shy now. Have one on me. So that is what actually happened. Thank you. For living. Vitara. Who Emma holds the cup with one hand and puts that in her pocket, touching the necklace she reclaimed last winter. Words said to her when it was returned come out of her mouth almost by instinct. All our countrymen who gave their lives for Tara. You're really leaving, Bridget? Yeah, the bird and beasts are calling for me from the pastures. Besides, I haven't been to this Woods Island that Lashini wanted me to see. Want to come with? Maybe, if I have the chance. Let's go more an operator then. It's just sad to think that you're the one who brought us to Nassau Sea, but can stay yourself. It's not that I couldn't. I just chose not to. Like your own choice to stay. Say hi to the Wakemen for me if they come back to the city. Is that the intuition again? It's not always right, but I don't smell that burning stink anymore. It smells like fresh buds in spring, dew in the morning. I guess probably they also not. Maybe they were always actually kinda outlawed or persecuted during the martial law. That would make sense. Hello, Pfeckertier. You two know each other. You could say that. What are you doing here? I don't recall anything happening with the Red Steel Guard would need to be deployed for. I'm on leave. Came to honor the memory of my comrades, scoundrels to be sure, but they fought by my side. You're looking to take revenge for those who died during your exile. This is your chance. A brawl with a soldier on leave wouldn't be considered an attack on the military. It wasn't you who killed Salman and others. Not directly. Remember what you did. That's enough for me. I see. What more can anyone ask for than to be remembered? Hey, Masty. How was your stream? Did you in the end get a good one in? I mean, I did see. I think you made it like 3 or 4 times to the final boss for sure. That is what I saw. But yeah, we're almost done with this story. Soon I will know what actually happened. I used to feel better. Oh no. Well, you are responsible at old fight. But yeah. I mean, I guess make sure to get also plenty of water and something nice to eat then. And thanks for the wait. I did win a 10 with Parisa. Let's go! we do love Avisa in this household. Okay, so but it was with a claw deck, right? But not with Osmontis. Well, doesn't that just mean that that is your next goal? You can make my daughter triumph against the Spire. But yeah, I don't think there was a claw. Sad. Sad. Next time for sure, though. Beltane, also known as the Festival of Fire, is scheduled to be revived in the coming days. The fire passing ritual will start in Oak Grove County. You're awfully quiet. You nervous? No, just strikes me that we managed to turn what you see in the books into reality. And yeah, we are just meeting today. I think this is literally the last cutscene of the elegies. Also, if you for some reason don't know me, because I'm that famous, I am that. What can I say? I am mostly reading through Arknight's story these days, but we also gotta play more Slay the Spire tomorrow with Musty. And with, like, Ark Umi and Olsi Boy and Omnimon X1, 2, 3, 4. But yes, no, it just strikes me that we managed to turn what you'd see in the books into reality. On the last day of spring, we extinguished the fires in our homes, then come together to relight them at Beltane, in the smoke of the bonfire and drifting ash. We welcome the coming of a new season and of a new life. Your Highness Oshini, the lighting ceremony will begin in a few minutes. Alright, thank you. Maybe I've waited too long for this. It feels no realer than a dream. I wanted to sing, Nemus, but you've already sung for me back in Asorsi. So this time, the flames in my hand will do the singing. One more thing, Your Highness. About Her Highness Aplana. Who? Your Highness, it's time. Sorry, Nemus. We can speak after the ritual. Rodrigo steps forward. The stone platform, sculpted in the style of the ruins, serves as a lectern, lights up the bonfire upon it, and turns around. From the square below her, many faces gaze up with bated breath. He takes a deep breath. 1,000 years ago, the Dracos of Victoria invaded Tara, wielding the title of King Gale as an epithet of shame, hoping the nomadic tyrants of their freedom. 600 years ago, the reigning King Gale had no choice but to allow the Victorians to make the royal capital in their own image. Now you're free. 200 years ago, Aslan seized the crown of Victoria. But once again, he trampled the dreams of the tyrants beneath their feet, so that even our language was almost lost to us. Excuse me, sorry, I had to sneeze. I just need to accept that I somehow have a cold. Now Tava stands on her own. I recite this history of shame, not to fan the flames of hatred, but in defense of peace. Sing what songs in Victorian suffice to praise the beauty you see. Tell what tales in Tarn will move the passions. We remember so that we might provide the living the dignity of life, and at that the promise of reunion. Reunion mentioned? Throughout the cold night, we shall retain a warm flame. As such, I, Oshini Dublin, last descendant of the Taran Dracos. Honestly, I wonder also how much the reunion storyline will get actually resolved still. I kinda doubt that reunion will be relevant for the first story arc, to be fair. I guess I haven't really seen what it's about. maybe, but man. But we really didn't get one of those cool events like, you know, Wiener God or this. I shall light this fire symbolizing new life. May it guide the way for all, whether living or departed. Enclosed you will find templates for nomadic city and equation forms. Signed, the Kingdom of Tower. That will be Act 4. Let's go. This is Twesen. King of Tower has long been one of the titles of the Victorian Emperor. Nothing in this letter denies it. To avoid conflict, the Wattwagen has even indefinitely delayed the coronation so many are looking forward to. But in reality, then the scythe with Clement, the corrupt oligarchs, blockading army, the flames of dissent, all these issues have been put to rest. For the first time in centuries, they proudly tell a new legend of a King Gale. They moved on, baby. In the short term, the unrest has indeed been contained within Wellington's domain. With time, however, it can become a greater threat than any insurrection. Tower must not be allowed to succeed from Victoria. As long as Wellington doesn't take his entire territory away on nomadic city, the other dukes and I will continue negotiating with him. Yes, ma'am. I'll draft some long-term plans regarding that. Well, this is so mandated for sure to get some continuation for it then. Phew, it's finally over. Well done indeed. Thank you. So what was it you wanted to say about the planner before the ceremony? You never found her body. You somehow survived. I worry that someday a completely different story will be told about the resurrection of the Red Dragon. What story? That was no miracle, but assassination of one dragon by another? We already have this story. Worse than that. Let's see. I fear that the planner will return and paint the whole thing as a conspiracy I orchestrated. Yeah, I mean, to be fair, imagine when she just comes back from the dead and goes like, I'm Jesus, baby. Now, we should make a religion about that. Our position is not unassailable. We both know that her body disappeared earlier that night, after you killed her the first time. And I would rather have thought that she really would have had the resolve to actually kill her sister there, but I guess it actually happened to her. What I tracked through the streets wasn't her body, but an empty coffin. I know. I also know that it was I who used the last spark of fire she left in her spear to ignite the coffin. It was I who left the city to parley with Wellington, laying out our plans in exchange for him delaying military action while they played out. It was I who walked into the fire the people had returned to a planner. I who quenched and replaced the fire of death with the fire of life, and I who walked out of the fire in the end. Known all this since the day on the balcony of Nassau's Citadel. Lana had left us a puzzle with no solution. The only way out was a miracle. A miracle we scripted and directed. Anything. The true miracle was the Wakeman returning to the city. The planner hadn't awakened the exiled king. Okay, are you telling me you actually saw the ghost, man? If Bridget hadn't delivered that message centuries overdue, if Morven hadn't persuaded them, with just the two of us, that miracle could never have occurred. So, what is there to fear at this point? The planner has cut off any path leading away from the throne. All I can do is devote the rest of my days to terror, and patiently await my judgment in some unknowable future. Amos was tracking an empty coffin? I feel like this should not be that much of a surprise for you. At this point, it really shouldn't be. Roshini was planning to resurrect the dragon the moment she first killed you? You're lying, you... I know. It was Wellington. He found a conscience and lifted the blockade on his own. You just won't give up, will you? Ivan Duke with a conscience? Hilarious. You promised him that only good could come of your scheming. I promised him on the Gaswell was that I could change the direction of Tava, as long as Roshini was willing to return. The Red Dragon would breathe flames of deaths, the Spectre's force with its dead soldiers, Dublin with its blood-stained hands. Everything was fated to sink into darkness while the Tyrants united under the banner of the one and only Red Dragon. Of course, Esquires was unaware that everyone in Nasorosi was meant to die for the plan. But I knew. I was willing to sacrifice all of you. A city of doomed souls in exchange for Tava's lasting stability. Only good could come of it, no? A shame that the Duke isn't fond of Roshini. Things would have gone even more smoothly otherwise. Sophus V. You lied to Wellington. Your plan was anything but harmless, but the people of Nasorosi did live. Everyone's surprised. In exchange for their lives, Roshini reached for the scepter of power that she detested so much. He chose to write a saga, novel, a miracle that should have been beneath her noble dignity. It was something only she could do. Something that wouldn't have been possible even a few years ago. I needed to be mean to her so she can have character development. Would you have placed a miracle on the scales from the start? What if Roshini had failed? You wouldn't be sitting here enjoying your drink. Sometimes you need to gamble with a few lives. I'm sure you've heard stories about what the Iron Duke does to whatever he considers an obstacle. Every story begins with an inspiration. Memories rush into the writer's mind like seawater at high tide. He struggles to break free, only to find himself powerless against the oncoming tide. A dragon. You knew from the beginning. You almost destroyed Nasorosi. You made a mockery of all Tava. Oh no, I must object to that. I simply fulfilled a promise. Is being true to one's words no longer a virtue? It's more like you made other people fulfill your promise. Even you yourself admitted that this was a happy ending. No, never. This isn't how the story ends. This isn't how my story is supposed to go. Yeah, the story goes and then the doctor pulled a planner and she was top tier operator or something. I wonder how good is she actually? I mean, she's a more recent one. I mean, I did use her a little bit as a loner in some IS in the past and it was kind of fun with the summons. The rider sees a sliver of white. He falls to his knees and crawls along the ground, trying to collect the scattered sheets of paper that had flown loose. 1, 2, 3. He clutches them in his hand along with his pen. No. Height weight. Thank you. You are far nicer than me, Musty. I will never make you height weight. There we go. What would you like to write? Let me help you. No. Ryder's shoulders tremble hysterically. Panicked, he begins to pack off, until his back hits the rickety wall of the tavern. Grabbing his pen like a spear, he begins to stab at the paper. Muttering under his breath, he only manages to cover them with scattered ink blots. Soon, even his muttering loses coherence. Yeah, you suck. I'm used to hearing sentences like this. I'm sorry to be a disappointment, okay? I'm trying, but in the end, it doesn't even matter. me trying to be smart. A commotion causes the drunken barkeep to come out from behind the counter and grab him by the collar. What you babbling about? Realizing that he can no longer form words, the rider looks desperately towards the room, watching him with disinterest. I would be much better now if I could have hypnotized. Well... Okay, what if instead of spending all my channel points, the next time you do this, I guess you're gonna do it like in a month, right? I go in your chat and be like, don't forget to drink some water. Is that a deal? Or at least drink more Coca-Cola. Realizing that he no longer form words, the rider looks suddenly towards the woman, watching him with disinterest. He points at the woman's hands, there's his own mouth. The meaning was clear. You've lost your words. Maybe he is also just insane. Perhaps you hit your head from excitement, or had a minor stroke. Nah, man. You know, maybe it's not only a me issue here, you know? There might be also something on your side here. No. I guess next time you're in Germany again, I'll just bring a big water bottle for you. Perhaps because it just was something you believed in so firmly for so long shattered to pieces. The very thing that inspired you to join Dublin, caused you to stay at the victory party, made you turn back to Nassau halfway. But it's time to wake up. With a trembling hand, the rider tries to write on his palm, but leaves only crooked, disjointed lines. You wrote a story for Tower, a complete story, not a collection of fragments. It's a good one, I like it. I like it even more now that it belongs only to me. Not to you. Slunken go foil, singer. No, weiter. Weiter, I would like to have months without water. I've heard that VTubers can go like 18 months without water, without negative effects. Trust me, bro, I'm one. Slunken go foil, the last Dubliner. Look forward to the stories you tell me when the death unites us. With one last glance at the rider, the woman tosses a few coins under the table and walks out of the tavern. Somebody's gonna clean up the corpse. The memory comes back to the rider. It was the same look Plana gave him that night, a year and a half ago, when he decided to delay his support after the leader's shadow had already departed. Hopes of staying in both sides' good graces. What should I call you then? Whatever you're thinking, I'm only Nikwas here. And as you too, find a signed sheet of paper to hold no power whatsoever. Operator Nikwas. If you find the title necessary, erudite. For my part, I'm more curious about your lack of reaction upon hearing the whole story. What was funny war crimes? I already heard the story from Noshini. Lapse on my part, I see. First a private letter from Nasaorsi, then fragments to official channels. Noshini is getting better at this. Then I presume she told you all about me, which is why you are willing to sit down with me by yourself and hear out this patchwork tale of illusions and intonations. I mean, she's not unaware that she's still alive, that's for sure. She has yet to find your body. That makes your courage all the more admirable. I mustn't neglect to give credit to Ashini where it's due. He's more than just a qualified dance partner now. He's ready to take the lead. I do hope she enjoys herself. Well, you kinda forced her to. Sounds like you like your new toy. Of course I do. Powers of the dead aren't necessarily greater than those of the living, but they are more lasting and harder to check. But you'll soon grow bored of them, like everything else you ever had. Followers, martyrs, dominion, status. Life is short, but death is long, erudite. There's still so many interesting people in the mortal realm. That alone is reason enough for me to read them in death. So you give video old toys? A cutting question, erudite, but I allow it. Not only because the accusation is astute, if prejudiced, also because you are one of the interesting people I mentioned. What makes me interesting? I'm inseparable from death. It is not the natural order of things that those like me should be drawn towards island. I was drawn, so I came. This place is always covered in the scent of death. We're working on our drug part and helping and curing people, I swear. After all, especially around you, my dear erudite. I don't understand. You will someday. When the tides erupt and the night of death descends, I'll be grateful for my presence, as long as I do not mock your predicament. As for right now, I'm simply the shadow of Tava's leader. Right, you did switch roles for sure. Just Nekwas, nothing more. I did like the story a lot. I guess it answered most questions. I guess in my head I was more than ready that at least it was kinda planned with both Reed and Nekwas. But man, it is still the good ending. It is the good ending. Mostly. Tava is still kinda fucked from what it sounds like though, not gonna lie. But hey. Clearly the Dukes of Victoria will duke it out one day, and then there can just be a nice free tower, and everybody has a happy ending. Boop, boop, boop. I guess I will do a quick break. I have 2 hours. I still need to do some stages for this, but I also think with so much time we could just do maybe start dorothys mission. You know, so that I keep reading while I have time. At some point we should do also an IS. There's some IS stream this month for sure still. But yeah, quick break then. Okay, welcome back. Now, I kind of wonder how high the quality of this one will be. I guess you can also still get a little bit about elegies as from what I will say. Elegies, I don't think it's gonna be my favorite side story, but it's like up there, like S tier for me for sure. I really liked it. Yeah. Is there anything I really dislike about that story? Is a good question. I don't think there was anything I really was bothered or I felt like was badly written or anything like that. You know, for once I go like, this was not a dragged out side story or anything like that. Plenty happened. I like the characters. I do like my read. And it has some nice symbolism. It's a nice story about just moving on and not maybe clinging to your past. So that is nice. And honestly, it being open-ended in this sense, it was a bit sad. I guess I would have liked to maybe hear a bit about what the class really did and how she joined then Rhodes Island, but yeah, good story. I guess we will at some point have the tavern uprising and see her again. And now it's time for Dorothy to get some classes. To some, the onset of oropathy is the source of threat. To doctors, it's the source of motivation. Yeah, you know, now you have a deadline to do your life's work in the next 3 years, then you're dead. Hello, you've reached the office of Wind-Up Control Kristen White. Miss White is currently unable to take your call. Please leave your message after the tone. Thank you. This is bad, Kristen. I think I screwed up. Admit it, Colonel is smart. He caught onto my little tricks last time I made a delivery. He's been all eyes on me along with Ferdinand's people. I took a whole bunch of clones just to get away here. Clones? Ferdinand's gonna make his move at Vine soon enough. I just know it. And other directors have to fall in line. The only other option is to play dumb. Ah, jeez, I might have nowhere to run anymore, seriously. I'm a little scared, just a tiny bit, but you get where I'm coming from, right? Not to worry though, I'm still going to uphold our agreement 100%. Listen, I can't help but wonder. If you're still here, maybe we wouldn't. I also do like the Vinelabs characters that I've seen so far. I'm still very biased towards Saria for sure. But I will say that Mansfield's Break is a side story of all time. It's not that I even dislike it. It's like, it does pick up once you actually get to the actual Prison Break and stuff like that there. But man, especially the intro is, at least in my eyes, not well written. I did not need it to be like made out in the story of a heist story with the mystery and everything. It kind of just elongated the story for no reason again, in my eyes. But hey, it's time for Musei to be mentioned. Miss Musei, I suggest you stop struggling. Your marathon from Wine HQ to the commercial districts wasted our entire evening. Let me guessy. That end for me? Always catch me as long as I'm somewhere in Timor. Oh, forget Timor. It'd be the same in any city. This is Columbia. Charters stick to lawbreakers, rain or shine. It's about me working confidentially with the military, right? In which case, you should give me some time to call my lawyer, and not stick a cajillion armed mercs on me in the middle of the street. I'll say again, we're in Columbia. We don't operate by the books, unless by the books is what we need. Other scenarios, we like efficiency. So we just need more money. Alright, just to get a little chat with Ferdinand. Maybe me and him can still strain out this whole mix-up before it's too late. Nah, That's not in my orders here. Didn't Ferdinand hire you? Ferdinand Clooney might be your co-worker. She's just a partner of convenience to me. I've got no personal stake in divine infighting. Ecological energy, I don't give a damn. My employer doesn't care who exactly we're cooperating with. As long as there's money. Shouldn't... But come on, mule size on the top. Cannot just pay off. What we want is results. Wine Labs provides the goods. My employer puts thought into their use. And your tiny little oops moment lost you the last ounces of our trust. If I say it, I didn't mean to. Would you believe me? Like, how could you be mad at a face like this? I give Mule say that. I'm a researcher, you know? I've got this habit of hanging onto the test data here and there. I bet you all had this time to think of an excuse and that's it? I'm so sorry to tell you. The fancy friend of charisma doesn't work on me. I'm given to understand Ferdinand warned you not to let a whisper of any of the testing leak before the government passed every bill tied to it. Your Elven Plus stretched the expiration date on your good looks. That likewise ensures you don't form any forgetful habits, right? You know I'm an elf? I read the files. I know who I'm working with. Part of my job, you see? So, come, let's cooperate some. Whatever illusion you were going to concord next, be as useless as the last. Jeez, I guess I'm really cornered. I guess that's why you were stalling so long. Okay, this is where I should just link again. I literally lost my ability to speak. You think you can dupe me? I do like her design. I mean, I guess, you know, it is honestly everything that is a simple with a few colors is kind of neat design in my eyes. I'm not the brute forcing type. I don't go off half cooked. And I'm not one of your colleagues married to the lab. But you. At this temperature, water molecules don't hear my call. Is this your arts? Some kind of special technology? Are you really free enough to discuss issues of science with me, the Vector Mules, Sorry, but I'm tired of playing hide and seek. I don't want any sudden acts of iced water getting my plumage or hair wet. What face is she actually with a tail like this and everything, but also looks like bird thing. Okay, yeah, you know, I will see. You're no ordinary Merc. Let that. Now, you still have one last chance. Answer my question. Question right. Wine Lab Control. I spent the past several years buying up a massive amount of high-purity hard material from companies high and low. What kind of experiment is she running? We are creating a headphone collider. Are you helping Ferdinand if you and your employer care so much about controls tests? That's not the right answer. That's not an answer. That's another question, in fact. Right? I guess she would not get to school again. I don't have any of the answers you're looking for. The file says you love using your blood-given abilities to toy with people. And it is a surprise you turned out to be so loyal to the control. Loyal? I'm just looking out for myself. Aw, you tell me you don't want this chance at all. In which case, Miss Muleseye, our partnership is hereby terminated. Terminated? Terminate her. That is termination for sure. But, is this already where the robots are from? I figured the robot enemies would be from Lohntwel. Sorry, yeah. We've gotta make it in time. Quisten. I guess Muleseye is just that. I guess he still laugh with the mysteries. 43 PM Overcast. It's kind of very interesting to see, like, they do this, like, I guess I don't exactly know when they changed, but first few years of writing, they always just gave basically time, place, weather to set the mood and everything. But they did stop with that, curiously, now. I guess you still have this thingy sometimes pop up to see where you are, but I guess it is a lot nicer. Main district of Tremors. It is interesting to see when you like switch about to the story like that, how kinda the storytelling and everything and even the writing changed through the years. That's also pretty savvy. Still waiting for your appointment, ma'am. Should have been here 10 minutes ago. I've never counted on her to be punctual. However, last comms were anything to go by. She was the one desperate for this meeting. Maybe she's back out again. We all know that the vector of Violet Ecological prefers to hide the truth behind all those smiles of hers. I don't trust Muleseye. I wouldn't easily trust anyone choosing to remain at Vinelab at this point. But partnerships are built on more than just trust. Did you trust me the moment I first met you? The truth, ma'am? To the kitchen to grab a knife or something. Call the cops along the way. Oh, that sounds like more being racist against horny women or something like that. Good head on your shoulders. Still, Vinelab wouldn't use force to threaten a retired employee who signed an NDA. At least, not while I was still in defense. A new message. Something wrong, ma'am. You look serious. Serious enough to give me shivers. Chance of plans. Muleseye isn't coming. So, something happened to her? Right when she was about to meet you. Erickson, I need a favor. What is it? Send the info I received to the local branch of the pharmaceutical company. Ask the operators to immediately inform Dr. Calcite and Dr. Lyra. It's me I mentioned! Yippee! You know if they've been in Colombian territory recently. Huh, this is gonna be actually event with Doctor. I need the help. I do enjoy that Arknights does not have the need to always include the player character and I guess even Wolf's Island itself into every story. Like, you know, Algi's was peak and I guess Wolf's Island was part of it for like the last cutscene, but yeah, like, you know, it could successfully tell a nice, compelling story without the need of that. 5 AM. Man, I would still be in bed, okay? What can I say? West side 359, Timor's outskirts. Morning, Doctor. You're up as early as ever. By regulated circadian rhythm promotes stability of core data. I need more energy drinks, is what Doctor is saying. Data? You mean physiologically, right? I respect a special sense of humor. I put in all-nighter just to get these figures. The Vector Fangs is gonna wreck on me for this. Negative. They're never inconsistent with typical behavior of Dorothy Fangs. Is that supposed to reassure me? Thanks, but even if she lets it fly, it's still Director Clooney, and I don't wanna go back to him. You're overdue for a good night's sleep, Helen. Lena, you know we have evaluations next week. I'm supposed to sleep with an evil weighing on me. I can't lose this job. I'm still paying off my student loans. Man. Terra really is a horrible place. Sorry, I know I keep bringing that up. What's this sound? I'll raise a station with the director once the experiment's over. Seriously, Elena? You're the only one in all of Angie who isn't terrified of Director Clooney. What's your secret? Bird brain. You just gotta be like me. Spending every single day in the lab making the director happy with every last thing you do? That's not realistic for me. Oh right, I need to check in with the director, thanks. Gotta go! See you! I made coffee. You want some? Hell yeah, baby. Excessive caffeine intake may aggravate oropathy. Nobody told me about this before. Jesus Christ. Why are we not working hard on curing oropathy? What's the point of living if I cannot have my monster energy? I hear you. I'm still not about to give up my life for the word me. If the dogs had the final word, I'd be best off staying at Wits Island with my sister. Same for you, right, Joyce? Medical wants to report long-term. Regulations state I must report back to Wine Lab at regular intervals. Provision of medical services at this site is only a temporary assignment. Sure, just a few days and then you meet back up with Dr. Silence in the city, right? Me and Dorothy will miss you. Joyce needs rest. Work gets too intense here at the site. And you, Ilana, if it wasn't for Ferdinand talking you up as his most outstanding researcher, I'd be on the case to kick you back into the city too, man. It is the Dorothy. So, you're here at last, Dorothy. I just went looking for you. You didn't run into her? Sorry, I wasn't paying attention. Is it supposed to be a laser? What the hell is this? Should I be concerned? It's probably just... I don't... What the hell would this tool be for? Seriously, you're gonna work until you faint, huh? Forget me and Joyce. How many days have you gone without sleep? I think the vapor is filling up your lab's trash can over the past week. Aquipnotics, huh? The experiment is already in its final phase. I promise the participants I'd accelerate the pace so they can get back to their families sooner. Got me there. Who doesn't want this done sooner? Plus, as your assistant, I have to listen to you anyway. You know, if you're doing human experimentation, I guess I would be happy if I get home sooner again, but also, maybe don't rush that part? Yeah. Alright, I can ask my beloved assistant to do me another little favor then. I can be out of the lab for too long. I want you to courier these heat emitter modules to some friends outside. Heat emitters? Been in the Barrens for over a month. Where do you buy these? I know a guy. Warning. Lab technological components detected. See, it took me and Joyce one look to know you made these with lab materials. Living fossils up in business won't like that. You might be director of a Richam Arts director, but that's not gonna change the tune any. I know how their minds work. I know even better that you won't report something this minor to Ferdinand. Yeah, exactly. Otherwise, I will use this laser shoulder. Any of the directors for that matter. We do love just some slight threats at the workspace. They need these things. It's been getting cold lately and their huts weren't built to last. I won't keep the chills out. Dorothy, I've been wanting to say, don't you think you worry too much about them? Yeah, pioneers. A team of them in Wine Lab's employ. No pioneer's gonna hang around anywhere for long, let alone make friends. They're just a bunch of kids. Besides, I know what you're trying to say. You're worried about me. You're worried I feel empty once they're gone. Also just realized she basically has hourglass on her like this. Wouldn't it be kinda inconvenient though? Like, I don't see a thing to actually turn it around and hang it up on the thing. Also, wouldn't moving it around kinda make it useless? You know, I think it needs to stand still to actually, you know, flow in the exact weight, right? Otherwise, you do not actually measure your time. That's my little assistant. Always so considerate. Don't grin at me like that. You're not my teacher, Director Franks. Elena. Fine, I do you this one last favor. The very last one. Seeing as the experiment's nearly over. So, we're all set. Sonny, sir? Oh no, he's a hot boy. That is mysterious. He's gonna perish. Got a heebie-jeebies. What? Nah, that's never be my style. You've been pacing laps about the cabin. 7 coming up 8. Right? At least it's not like 6 or 7. I'm getting my mind in order. A lot of verbals. What's coming up next? Sonny, I've been thinking, but are we really on the right track here? Oh yeah, we're supposed to be like 500 meters to the south. Them scientists in the dock. They've been plenty good to us, I say. I told you already, 1 or 2 acts of kindness don't make a saint. Back in law school, my classmates laughed to all that charitable business. You know, donate a thing of V to treatment so-and-so infected. Hey, that's how you get good PR, yes. Maybe join a campus debate for justice for what they went through. But once I came to be an unlucky, ill-written son of a gun too. Guess how many times they visited me? Yeah? Not a single goddamn time. Right, that's not good for PR. What are you supposed to say? I have also an infected friend. I'm allowed to say the I word? A year back, I went to borrow some money from an old college roommate. He worked at the biggest law firm in Max, DC. Picked up the phone. Get this. He asked me who I was. Sorry, you were out deferred for treatment. So that's why the grad yearbook didn't have your contact. Huh. Man. Okay. There might be some infected oppression going on in every country of this planet. Most touching joke I ever heard, I tell you. Real band of bastards, huh? We've seen plenty of them ourselves, all of us. Once they're at a safe enough distance, it stokes the ego, it's good to throw out a little benevolence. Like defeating foul, makes a topic for the get-togethers too. You go on guess if right at this moment in that laboratory, those respectable scientists are cradling their coffee cups talking about us, huh? They were actually talking about you. Nobody minds doling out good intent, not until it costs them anything for real. Alright boss, whatever you say. You've seen the most of us, paid it most mind, you heard us gold. This is the only way we've got. Nobody in the whole damn test site's gonna look out for us, except ourselves. So what exactly are we testing around these parts of town, and this is nukes? Come on, Joyce. Once I finish my coffee, we've got to get to work. Medic. We need a medic. You one of the pioneers? You can't really just come in. You haven't gotten to a decon time yet. And you have a medic or a doctor. Something came over Sam all of a sudden. He's sick. Sick? Is it oropathy? Are you a doctor? You gotta save him. You gotta save old Sam. Save us all. He's been running like a cattle since late last night. Just started throwing up blood. He's input the patient's location. He's in the nearest hut. We did like you told us last time. Gave him some painkillers, laid him down. Understood. Initiating emergency treatment routine. Choice! Apologies. Other tasks have reduced priority. I know. Not trying to stop you. Even if we are shattering safety regulations. Choice, I'm gonna go with you. You're not a medical worker, Elena. Who gives two cares? Remember, I took basic medical training too. An extra pair of helping hands can turn an installation like this, right? Plus, I've gotta make the trip anyway, with my errand from Dorothy. Might as well be now. No, isn't that a nice office? Here. You have your patient in your office. Yeah, you know, you would at least think they have some nice bedrooms. Where's the patient? Out of the way. Every second counts if acute oropathy onset. But scan returned no results. Oh man. Okay, what are they trying to achieve with basically what? Are they gonna hold us ransom? Don't move. Is that a nail gun? There are no cases for acute oropathy onset in the vicinity. Sure aren't a choice. These are some healthy young men here. Wouldn't have the strength to be pointing dangerous tools at us otherwise. Hands up, ladies. You're the leader of the pioneer team. You remember me? I admit I'm a touch surprised. Sir, why have you tricked me and Choice into coming here? It was, you know, Urbica. Dr. Urbica? That's how you say your surname, right? You pronounce it beautifully. Thank you. So next you're gonna make us some tea, right? Gonna trouble you to lend us your communicator there, Doc. Pioneer team needs to ask your superiors a few questions. Yeah, I mean, it's gonna be interesting to see what the gimmick is. I think the quality must have been from Lohntrail, though. Alright, this is gonna be far too powerful. I also started, I did not finish, but I started committing to actually getting some more modules so my Lemon and Exo now have actually a module, which is nice. Hoshi should also be pretty fast, since it's just one mission I need to do for that. I guess I actually should commit to using Monster Skill 3 for a bit, since that is one of the requirements. Actually use that. Actually, this is now I'm just distracting myself for no reason. What side story or what did I need for her module? What stage? Ilse will Kusu. Okay, yeah. That is the problem. Like, I did see that so much as like getting her module is kinda really important. At that point I probably would replace Thorns with her, but for now I do kinda prefer Thorns. But that's future's me problem. I also would love to get actually the module on Permanex. It's pretty good, I think. And she already does stupid amounts of damage, but what if she does more stupid amounts of damage? 3:56 PM overcast. Main district of Timor. Hey, it's Mechanist. He does exist. I know he's in the next IS. This is the third time you've paged into Pelops's personal log, Doctor. Any new discoveries? That coffee ought to be pretty good for sure. But Pelopsis keeps some detail-rich records. Pelopsis has a kind of special chip implanted in her brain. Honestly, if this side story has Pelopsis lore, I would be happy to see it. Her character is intriguing to me. Pelopsis is a kind of special chip implemented in her brain. Device number 9, Mayor calls it. Guessing that's Winelab's internal codename for that tech. It's plugged up there directly into her nervous system. Functions as a regular part of her mind. And logs data on neural activity in each region and loop all the while. Which means you've just been looking at every last thing Pelopsis visual possessor. Her own 2 eyes I've been seeing. That's kinda spooky. Okay, now I feel sad for it. It must be... Wouldn't it be so terrifying to have a chip in your brain that records like everything you see and like hear and do and stuff like that? You would have no privacy and everything. That sounds like a horror story. From the logs, Petalopsis keeps synchronized with us. We can tell that along with her, there's our other Boats Island partner operator, Lena in Vine's Lab's energy section. Along with Vine Lab original art section director Dorothy Franks. It's everyone caught up in this abduction by the pioneers. So yeah, they just got kidnapped and held hostage, I guess. And practically simultaneously, Savi informed us Vine Lab ecological sections. The Vector Mulesai went missing after he sent out an SOS. Also telling if she's currently alive or dead. I think she's alive. It's just a hunch though. Are visa jobs seriously that high risk? Welcome to Columbia. Sky High Odds Vine Lab is already in crisis. Things are pushing Saria to Asquith's Island for help. Luckily landships nearby, or else we'd be hard-pressed to make an expeditious response. The kidnapping has gone down at a new site about 100 or so clicks out from Tremors, but Calcete's concerned this has something to do with the experiments that got shut down a while back. What do they do at the site? The stuff they show to outsiders indicates it's your typical testing grounds, currently in the middle of construction. The Diabolic Crisis, Broken Water Tank, the Lumberyard. Each name means something to one of our World's Island operators. Behind their fronts, ties to hundreds of similar experiments. Yippee! Most of those experiments have involved the Wisdom's mutative effects on living beings' cells. Each one has been incredibly dangerous. In Columbia, more often than not, tech giants like Vine Lab aren't going to participate directly in such high-risk experiments. They have smaller-scale organizations carry them out on their behalf. Hire a pioneer team, construct a suitable site on the wasteland fringes of the city to execute the experimental work. In this case, Petalopsis is at Site 359, which is one of those. Have you done work at similar sites before? Work? I'm not wasting my time here with the word work. Those megacorps plagiarized what I created. I applied it all in places it wasn't meant to be. Hey, that's how inventions go, then we abuse them for war instead. See that billboard about 50 meters out? Railroad Kochinki's automatic popcorn at 1 for the home. Faster, sweeter, every time. I still have the prototype sketch for its energy core in my terminal. At least it didn't turn it into a bomb. It was supposed to be used in automatic wasteland road cleaners at first. The manager decided to never sell as a product. He says, what kind of HR company is spending on better equipment for pioneers? Brought my mind towards Island after that. Of course, our course clearer team in engineering is using the very latest model. I've long seen it coming, be it Railroad Kochinki or Vine Lab. In the end, all these so-called tech firms are going to be destroyed by their own creations. Because they've now respected the creations themselves. So somehow, if it's a horrific test subject holding Petalopsis hostage, right? Was it an offline, Doctor? Because what you said isn't sci-fi flick material or a dumb joke. Chances are it's tomorrow's news. No wonder you and Logos make a good team. As a partner, Logos is pretty good. But can you give him a reminder, Doctor? You could cut some of his speechcraft. Mission times would go down by at least 30%. Could spend more time on my actual job. I mean, isn't that where all this power comes from, though? I'm processing the intel, Doctor. There's as much useful info as we have for now. Already set the most important files to top priority on lookup. You can read them via PRTS at any time. Any more news? Petalopsis logs haven't been updated past this point. Bison number 9's data transmission should be more stable ever since Maya adjusted it. There's something physically happened to Petalopsis. Fingers crossed science and Quay find her as soon as possible. Science will notify us of any developments at the site as they happen. Sorry, has copied the info. She'll be rendezvousing with us in an hour. Doctor, any other proposals for the time you have left? Go to a multi-hit trouble, take a look. I'm a mechanist. I'm no detective's assistant. Yeah, but you have all these tools, you can be Inspector Gadget. And I'm just an original researcher. You're the only one I can count on, mechanist. Alright, Doctor, in that case, we move now. You're sobering back on the land ship by tomorrow, at my beloved workbench. Why did we even send you out? I guess we were low on manpower. 6:47 PM overcast. Test site V59, observations Jason to Morse, outskirts. Anything new with the people on site? Nothing, officer. Okay. That is one fucking fancy helmet. What the hell is this design? You should word to your director Clooney or whatever at Vine, right? When exactly will he be here? Director Clooney's in a meeting right now. I am feeling a bit better now. Yippee! That's good to hear. I hope you do get still to drink plenty. Mary? I mean, I don't have any specific feelings for Mary yet, but maybe she will be a good side character. Meeting? You're telling me he's still in a meeting? What kind of meeting's more important in his employees' lives? Okay, you know, it's very important. It's the numbers for our... how much time our employees are wasting on the toilet. I love Mary Executor. I see. Damn it. Give me those binoculars. What do you mean, side character 6-star? Mary is a 6-star? Well, I have never seen her before in my life. Okay. You don't think those pioneers are gonna follow too, do you? Let me tell you, they will. Push them enough and they'll do any freaking thing. Hey, it's Silence. I do like her. So you mean our colleagues at the site could be in mortal danger? Who are you? Olivia Silence, Vine Lab researcher, and Rhodes Island Pharmaceuticals partner medic operator. That's the longest title. You know, could maybe shorten that one. This is my colleague from Rhodes Island, Mr. Quay, of the engineering department. Hello, I'm a Rhodes Island electrical engineer, but I'm still interning. Rhodes Island? What kind of useless crap does that company do? Excuse me, you're saving the world. We ended like kinda. We ended like one war and stopped another one from happening. I think now at this point it's justified that we start a war, you know? I think we have the cosmic karma that we are allowed one war now. Forget it. Save the explanation. One day passes into Mars and a batch of fresh company names unloads out of the sewers. Your Vine Lab, right? Got any pull in the office? Pull? Ma'am, I'm not too sure what you mean. Forget it. I knew you wouldn't be in charge. Beside me is one of those eggheads swimming in books types, like the hostages you've got. You guys and those guys might as well live on different planets. I hear that they were the pioneers working at the site. Pioneers? The name rings too nice for anything except the billboards. I know better than anyone what kind of people they are. Convicts, gamblers, infected who can't stick the medical fees. Nothing to lose by the time they went out to the wastes. Well, if only society would treat them better. Excuse me, could we try and talk to them? You might have realized already, but Dr. Science and I are both infected. and appears to understand the situation. Mine lab makes stupid cash, doesn't it? That's for its island or whatever. I've got these. Let's see. My intention companies paying your insurance premiums. That's the key thing. That's why you can shut up about understanding them. Premiums? What? Which part exactly is... It's the way things work here in Colombia. A policy aimed at infected. East Rastas, Whole Island is a pharmaceutical corporation dedicated to addressing infected issues. Addressing issues? You mean making profit out of their asses because they have uncurable cancer? If I gave you a crossbow and told you to square away those kidnappers from here, would you do it? She would be able to. What you, come on. You go, I'm a doctor, but then you cock your gun. I couldn't. I'm a doctor, but... What about him? Me? No, I don't think we've reached the point where we have to resort to violence. And it looks to me like you two can't help much at all. No sign of anyone coming, sir. They're playing it cool. See, you think the megacorps might not care if their hires die? They probably don't really know. What with those two being infected and all. Don't give me that. Infected aren't subhuman or nothing. At the very least, we don't want to treat each other like that. Alright, set around the pioneer recruitment, that's two. Well, count our lucky stars, that's ain't all lies then. Yeah, they at least hired us. Would you kindly drop the communicator, Dr. Urbica? He said drop it, no funny business. Okay, smash it down to the ground. Alright. I'm putting it down. Please don't hurt us. Sir, she was sending messages. Bring me those comms, Sam. You know... You want the world to know that you have hostages, right? I mean, otherwise, how do you get the things? I'm wondering what do they want from them, though, in return? Like, what is their end game? Is it just money? Only half typed. Didn't get to send anything yet. Man. She's a boomer. She's still slow at typing. Is it a boomer? Yeah, it's a boomer thing. I want to say, I mean, kids do not grow up with phones with actual keys or know how this ancient language worked, but you know, they have the smartphones to tippy type on. These are our exact coordinates. You want them to send a drone in or something? Let me give you another idea. Change this to an SS, send it to your tutor, your manager, whoever. Tell them, I'm waiting. And my patience is running out. What exactly are you after? Well, that's wicked simple, Doctor. Me and my friends here, we all just wanna leave this place alive. That's all. Vector, finally, you're back. Can you spare a moment? You're Ben. Ben from Structural. Not the Ben from Structural. You remember my name? Call me Ferdinand. Neunholder Vectors at Weinlab and all. Sir Ferdinand, our next meeting is in 10 minutes. I can spare you 7 of those. Alright, thank you. Sir, do you know where Control is right now? We've got Structural's application for equipment purchases here. Control was supposed to give us an answer 3 days ago, but we haven't heard anything from her. Structural's having to suspend a lot of its experiments right now. You know, she turns up again. Give me the form. Why do they have, like, tattoos blocks on the ID badges? Alright. Go, procure. Did you just sign? That book says large-scale equipment purchases expenses have to go to control. How long have you been with Wine Lab? Just a couple of months. Yes, sir. I reported in a month ago. See this site in front of you? Isn't it monumental? 15 years ago, this place still was a wasteland. Not even a single pneumatic plate yet. I already hate Ferdinand. He just thinks he's a fucking big shot, doesn't he? You wouldn't see Wine Lab on a foldout of Timor's back in those days. I meet Parvis for tea if I get the chance. You've got a lot to learn, Ben. You'll find it in your handbook. Alright, got it, sir. Well, look at that. I still have 4 minutes left. Not often you call me when it's light out, Ferdinand. Holy heck. Are you done with everything I asked? At least 3 empty seats for Wine Lab's directors meeting today. No, that's not enough. Oh, which director's next? They finally fed up with the old goat behind the chimeric organism experiments. Or do you want the Twima, the test site, to never come back? Woods Islands people went to the site. Now we know all your secrets exactly. Experiment's almost complete. Don't want anyone getting in the way before it's done, understood? I can't wait that we get betrayed by Wine Lab. You want me on site? No need for that. How cruel. This one of the hostages, isn't she? Saw that Elena girl once. She's as pretty as she is hardworking. I had a feeling you'd like her. She's with energy. She can wrangle the pioneers. You keep an eye on developments in the city. It's unlikely Woods Island would only send 2 operators to the site. Don't forget, Saya's had aligned with them all this time. Oh, the defense director again? Saya's already stalled our experiments long enough. Both the Colonel and I are running short of patience. Remember, they can't find anything this time. And turns out somebody lost a lot of ketchup here for some reason. This is the place, Doctor. Last message we got from Sari was sent from this alley. Right by the commercial sector. That's the exact sector she was in. Was waiting for Muleseye. They'd agreed to meet at a specific time. Seems like Muleseye got chased here. She wasn't being pursued, she never chose to set foot in this alley. No matter who it was, acting in the open streets would have obviously been too risky. Sawyer gave me a report on Muleseye once. Right. Search complete. Mechanist is just like the one prepared man that has like access to all the databanks and all the tools you would ever need. I guess we... Did they actually show off what Mechanist's abilities are in game? I mean, I do know that we get him for IS-7, but I do wonder what his gameplay abilities will be like with his design like this and all the tools. I also did a big switch. I'm not sure how audible that was. Ability to manipulate water molecules. Whether that be energy conversion type or matter restructuring type in terms of original arts. No matter which principle it is, it's powerful at a glance. Water molecules, no flaws visible to the naked eye. Even more interesting. Experimental research focuses on thus mechanists are alike. Our powers of observation are usually razor keen. If it fooled even Silence and Mare, then it's not your ordinary arts illusion. Also has strong self-preservation abilities. There's a couple of scorch marks on the ground. Not very wide range, whoever did it also signs point to some kind of technical equipment used to heat the air surrounding Muleseye. Considering her arts are heavily dependent on water miracles, opponent must have known her very well. As well as we do, you mean? Might be a wine insider too? Yeah, Ferdinand just needed to get rid of her. Doctor, watch out. They also left behind some bombs. W is also helping them. That was close. There was an energy weapon. Shot from deep inside the alley. Enemies only 30 meters from us, give or take. Why the hell would they be waiting here though? I'm getting closer. Doctor, you'll want to stay behind me. Defense system active. Think we're in an ambush? I guess they have the cool Tetris block, so they are working for Vine Lab. Dr. Liver, I've never seen this model of power armor before. It's new. For testing, I can tell you exactly how destructive any weapon hooked up to this could get. And by that, I mean we need a change of plans. Escape system active. Now get on my back. Yes, a jetpack? Yes, a jetpack, right? We got this. 2 more. Sweet. Ooh, I like the soundtrack. Blocks 1 instance of physical or arts damage. I see. Alright, that's nice for you. Door 1 failure. Product of dorothys failed experiments. It is sometimes nice to just actually see where the hell the IS enemies are from. Door 2 replica. Product of dorothys repeated experiments. Well, that does not tell me anything what you do, but hello there. This feels a bit greedy, but they don't seem to be ranged, so why not? I lied. Okay, I fucking lied. You can keep her alive. Or do something like this, I guess. But yeah, we will realize this. It's not like... At some point I really need to start also committing to using my Fenian team more. I mean, it's still not built, but it's not like I would like Elite 2 and everyone for a stage like this, do I? But it also feels nice to just bully the game sometimes. It's more sadder when you fucking just not interact with the gimmick at all. And just sweat the enemies and bosses. Like, exactly like this. Did we escape the Vine Lab? I can't believe it. I had signal interference active and everything. Enclosure's own latest Throneshine wouldn't detect our location. What sensory tech is this power armor using? I mean, I guess they did. I guess they could have just waited here since they knew about this location, I guess. Can you paralyze it? I don't want it to attention. Hold on tight, Doctor. 10% power. Aim. Whipman. Bingo. Dear damage to right arm plating detected. Well, at least they are not like indestructible armors. The reduction in speed. But no signs of slowing when hit either. Who's in that suit? Do they not feel pain? I mean, maybe that's us fully drugged up on painkillers. It's also kind of interesting to see sometimes different art styles, since this is very blocky drawn, right? It like uses so many squares. Or maybe it's just me. Maybe I do not know art, but it does feel so blocky. Damaged left arm. Damaged lower right leg. Doctor, it's not reacting to the damage at all. It might be an undead zombie that was got into them. We want to stop it. I need to paralyze its power core in one shot. Come on. This makes no sense. Even the most well-trained soldier wouldn't have this much tolerance. You're right. By mere fact of living, no individual can wholly suppress their most basic nervous responses. But then we hacked their brain. This is Sabia, right? Kaplau. Right. They are destructible. And smashes through the power armor's core. Countless mechanical fragments burst out like fireworks. This is the blood of a fellow life form would. Okay, so they are successfully robots. With no time to waste, that hand pulls out. The mecha fragment extracted by her sheer force turns into dust, together with the pure white plating covering her 5-digit, yeah, this is Savia. The oil drifts down to the floor, where it forms a paper-thin calcium crystal layer. Power armor lies on the ground, the heat of its energy snuffed. Clean hole left to its torso. You wrested power armor's core barehanded? That's the might of mights, and definitely a lot quieter than my defensive cannon. Hey Ali, how you doing? You were streaming Rimworld? Let's go, man. I haven't played Rimworld in years. Did you have a fun colony going on? Did you skin people for cowboy hats? Did you do some nice fun cannibalism? Are you stealing some organs? And yeah, hi Miss McCoy and Lada. Let's go. Sub baby sweet. Yippee. And on my 5th one. So, Ali, what are you gonna call the child? That's the important question. But yeah, we are just what I'm doing like 50% of the time, which might be more. We're reading more Arknights, CP. Doctor, looks like the Bureau of Originum, whatever, won't be taking us in for attempted bombing today. Yay, I do like not getting arrested. I do not miss Columbian jail even a little bit. Is it a boy or a girl? Okay, this is a very important question. I guess heads for boy, tails for girl. Congratulations, it's a boy. Thanks for that, Savia. No need, Doctor. Mechanist. I'm the one getting Woods Island involved in Vine's internal affairs. But did I actually... I don't think I actually said thank you, so thank you for the sub, Ali. Did I say thank you for... Did I say thank you for the wait? I think I said at least thank you for the wait, right? My brain is at 100% today. But yes, thank you, thank you. I appreciate both of those things. Oh, he will get the strong name of Arthas. Let's go. That is a powerful name. Nothing could go wrong with a name like this, right? But we will crown him king. I'm the one getting Woods Island involved in Vine's internal affairs. I have a duty to ensure you don't come to any harm. Yeah, nothing at all. Good, good. Ferdinand was wide on the money. Man. I guess I never really played that much WoW and stuff like that. To be fair, it's also just Warcraft, right? How is WoW doing these days? Are you still playing WoW? Which islands people have already found Samia? Should we maintain pursuit, ma'am? It's okay. That's how all MMOs go. I stuffed you inside the power armor just now. Do you think you'd survive? You're playing the Voclite version? You mean basically the one where the character gets deleted after death, or? If I stuffed you inside the power armor just now, do you think you'd survive? Relax. That's a hypothetical. Man, no matter how powerful Xavier is, there's only 3 of them. Yeah, community called Appenholt, not really deleted, but we started level 1. Okay, fair, I see. It's at least less painful as permanently losing the character. But also, man, that sounds like still so much pain. We've got them way outnumbered and outgunned with our secret weapon. Underestimate the enemy at your own peril. Haven't you been around Vinelab enough to learn? The punier a scientist looks, the harder she might just pulverize you. You mean that mechanist, or the professor-looking one with the hidden face? They can't be stronger than Vine's defense director, right? Wits Island, they've got talents for days. Let's go. I'm in love with that hypothetical just now. Got a few new ideas I want to try out. Man, she's so happy to kill us. What is... I know that she's like, I think she's like considered one of the 6 stars in the whole game, which is amazing. I wonder what she actually does though. Good evening, Colonel. Looney. Give me a rundown of what's going on at the site. Just minor boat walking. You know how hard it is for pioneers to be satisfied. No matter how generous you get with the terms. Next they want flowing water. And that. Initiative is their strongest point, and it forms the basis of Columbia's endless expansion. But sometimes it carries with a little hassle. So it's hassle. Unhassle is it then? You cannot just unhassle hassle. What would Hasselhoff do then? I want to see the results he promised, not Vinelab in the gossip wax. Remember, you aren't the only tech company in Columbia. Understood. Rest assured, Colonel. Vinelab's products will not let you down. But what about our human experiments? Sir, got a whole crew ranting out of this now. Time for me to eat like I should have 30 minutes ago. Well, have a good night then. But, man, imagine going to bed on time at any point in your life. I also need to get better with this, to be honest. But yeah, good luck sleeping. So, got a whole crew wanting out of this now. They say your plan's hopeless, that nobody's gonna listen to us. They can try everything we want, and then get our voices out. What the hell do you want out of this? I would love to know, man. You're also asking who cares what Vinelab's up to. Like, we just need to get this work done sooner, get our money, move on to the next place and keep going. As for the guys who went missing, well, the luck just ran out. Pioneer teams out in the deep waste see a lot more dead every year than we do anyway. I get it. Tell them, just hold on a little longer. Helping our people back. So what's your plan? I'm gonna head out for a bit. Out? Isn't that too dangerous? It is... Honestly, I would expect to just get my head sniped off from the distance in a situation like this. So yeah, I would not leave the building, man. If the cops and sharpshooters, they might just be waiting for you to come out. Exactly. Sounds like a good deal to me. What? You're keeping your head together, right? Police sharpshooter, right? Might just be an old friend of mine. Backshot with a crossbow. This is how it's gonna be. It's not gonna hurt too bad. Yeah, I think he has some mental health issues. Sonny. Dr. Erwiger. Doc Moore. I need you to come out for a walk. You can drop the pretense. Do we have a choice here? Opalopsis. Afraid not. Keep your chin up. Once the folks outside get to see the score, maybe they'll change their minds. Warm up to taking our demands seriously. I mean, they already know who you kidnapped, right? This is where you learn that a big company does not actually care about its employees. Officers, we've got movement. Drones, prepare to fire. No, hold your fire, officer. You can't hurt the hostages. Dr. Silence over here. It's the development, ma'am. Take a look to the binoculars. Are those the two colleagues behind the Pioneer? So you do know him. Sir, the comlet up. Give it. Knew it'd be you. Could say the same thing. Yeah, you made rank, right? Didn't get a chance to congratulate you. Who knew you'd stay at the precinct so long? You keep getting all the hassle from the front here. And I thought you'd end up so depraved. So you remember any of the classes you took? The law courses? Yeah, I know this is illegal. But I'm doing it for the love of the game. Still remember the shit you said to me the day I joined the force? That's great. We'll be partners again. We'll just like all these games we played as kids. Or man. Well, at the end they will hug, right? We protect Columbia's peace, bring the bad guys to justice. How's that irony? You're bad guy number one right here and now. Mary. What's all that crap you boys are holding? Homemade weapons? Drop those things before you embarrass yourselves anymore. You equated yourself this far, but you still have an option. One final option. Let us so innocent ladies next to you go. No, that's not in the cards for now. First, we want one sandwich, yes, and a bit of pizza. Damn it, you're inching over the cliff here. Sure, the government lets the criminal join the Pioneers if he doesn't want to do hard time. But if you break the law again out on the frontier, what charges does it buy you? Hey, he just wants to go to Mansfield Prison, okay? Answer me, Counselor. Don't call me that, Mary. I'm begging you. Trying to guilt-trip me. Yeah, I feel guilty now. Guilty I let you go when you broke into my house. Man. Yeah, you know, my opinion on this man is also kinda in the rock bottoms the more we learn about him. You know, I get that he maybe was untreated unjustly, and he was sad once, but man, he also just sounds like a low life. Should have hauled your ass straight to the station. That was a long time ago. I mean, I'd only just... Sorry, I've always been sorry about that. But this time, I have a reason for doing all this. You have to hear me out, please. Sir? What? The doc, she... Doc Moore? Configuration error. Entering power save mode. Yeah, she needs to be recharged. Oh, shoot, choice. What's happening to her, Doctor? You can tell she's having an attack. What? Is it oropathy? Nah, she did need to pay her sub for her pain. Come on, I got her. Just wax her, right? I can do injections. Come on, she looks like hell. I got this first aid treatment Bent Vine gave us. This is something for her pelvic flare-ups, right? Put it on her. You're willing to give your own emergency care device to choice? You enter that band, your odds of survival go down significantly on the off chance you get a sudden attack. The dog's been good to us all this time, so hey, somebody at least remembers kindness. I don't want anything to happen to her. You see us the ones who kidnapped me in choice. We never wanted to do you dirty. I'm sorry, we're just a bunch of selfish nobodies. There's nothing personal, kid, but you are the closest doctors. But the camp's still going. Ma'am, would you mind giving me permission to talk to the pioneers? Deliberately experiencing an attack is my colleague and my good friend. More important still, I'm her attending physician. I want to get her sedation from the pioneers. Judging by their reactions, they clearly aren't unconcerned for her. Go nuts. But you don't have much time. Just got orders from on high. If the pioneers refuse to cooperate for another 10 minutes, we'll cut all comms to the test site, along with all power to their living quarters. But we need energy for Pedalopsis. You cut electricity? The night temperature swings are massive in the Barrens. They'll be freezing by midnight. And there's several late-stage herpy patients among the pioneers. They need medical facilities to live. I know. That's what makes this a warning. We need to know how serious Vine and the police are here. We will kill people. All their protests and demands have to be founded on a legal basis. Once they take the criminal route, nobody's going to hear them out. To be fair, the legal route in Colombia does sound like it's not working at all. But aren't you friends with that pioneer leader? Friends? The moment he abandoned himself, there was nothing left to say. It's fine, we will see the sad backstory and then they will hug. How is she? Mealtime blood crystal density is topping. Eye movement indices are still highly irregular. Eye movement indices? Due to her orb-heavy focus lying in the brain, any fluctuation in her condition will impact her nervous system, cause her to fall into deep sleep, go so far as to trigger epileptic attacks. Who's there? Cops are still open. Hello, sir. I'm Joyce Moore's attending physician. My name is Silence. Doc Silence? It's almost like Doc Holiday. Firstly, I'd like to offer you my thanks. Joyce's condition has only stabilized so quickly with your aid, and that of the other pioneers. You're gonna thank us kidnappers, huh? In return, and please trust me when I say this, we truly wish to assist you. We still have 5 minutes before your comms and power to your living quarters are simultaneously cut. So, we've got a blackout. Seems they've acted ahead of schedule. Don't sweat it. I gotta appreciate you being willing to warn us. I get it from Mary that you'd like a dialogue with Vine Lab's upper management. You ask why that is. I wanna beg them to stop the experiments they're doing here. It's gotta be something fucked up. To what? You're a good doc. Same as Doc Moore here. But something tells me stopping a project this big is out of your hands. You tell the Vine Lab boss that this experiment is seriously wicked dangerous. So, do you have any proof? If I did, would you believe me? A lone pioneer at the end of the swoop. I mean, with all the fucked up things I've heard about Vine Lab, I would believe you. Officer, we're all set. We can cut to the size comms at any time. Wait for Dark Science to finish. But the director's demanding immediate. Sorry, what police rank does the director hold? Remind me. Tell freaking Ferdinand that saving people is my job. I'm not taking him on a ride along here. The director's been in contact with the commissioner, officer. The two are this plan together. Director Ferdinand? I never imagined defense would fall under energy's purview. If Ferdinand feels that structure is his to rule too, I would not mind resigning from Vinelab, effective immediately. Well, more Waltz Island employees for free. Yippee! Well, somebody's gonna take care of her, right? Choice! Choice! Is she asleep? Yeah, she's just doing the long sleep, Sonny. Don't worry. She's lost consciousness. If we don't get her treatment in time, she'll experience pain death before long. Man. Sir, I'm preparing to enter the site now. I understand your concerns, so I'd like to reassure you I will not be carrying any weapons. Don't do anything stupid, Doctor. I know full well what I'm doing. Sir, I will not allow any police officers, nor defense personnel to follow me. You should have silence. I will report your conduct to the Director. Director Parvis. Oh no, not Mr. Parvis. I'm doing test site 359 under my status as a Voice Island operator. Me too. And my electrical engineering colleague will accompany me. They will provide medical services free of charge to every patients on site. Not just for my friend, but for all of you. I do not care what choices Vinelab makes in the wake of this. I only know this. Treating the infected is constant towards Island Code of Conduct. But we'll not just let people randomly die? Impossible. I think we can do like one more tutorial. Does this event not have a gimmick? Well, I guess they sometimes also do gimmicks very late early on of the game's lifespan, I guess. It is being controlled. The blood of technology flows in its veins. That's not ominous at all. What? Spice it up a little bit. I still need to invest so much into those people. Let's fucking go. Sir, your insurance premiums for the month. That's a lot. I mean, I just paid a few days ago. And we can only cover your prescription drug costs for the rest of the month. Policy means you'll need to get a physical at a designated healthcare facility before the 1st of the month. They still haven't given me my loan. Been trying, damn it. You just take my parents' daily as a collateral, we'd be fine. So, the payment is due tomorrow. You can pay your premiums on time, then you definitely can afford follow-up treatment. I love American health insurance. Considering your health and the social issues around it, the only option would be to move into an infected treatment zone next month. Infected treatment zone. Yes. Don't worry, you enjoy even deeper discounts on healthcare there. No, I don't wanna... going in there. That's a dead end. My life would be over. But hey, you get at least to live for a while. Sir, Mr. Sunny. Are you feeling alright? I heard how hard you were breathing. It's okay, I'm going to hurt you. I came here with Dr. Silence, and your man checked us over. We're not carrying any dangerous weapons. Sorry, I just force of habit. Some trauma. I need to apologize. I understand. It's always hard when the darkness creeps in. Would you come a little closer? Body heat makes things much warmer. Don't go numb this way, even if you got to sleep. Where's the others? Dr. Silence medical tour installation has an emergency power source. She's inside the building right now, giving Petalopsis a health checkup. Marcella's with them too. Sams. He's followed your plan. He got all the pioneers in poor health together in there. On it. Let me ask you a favor. Don't tell Sam or anyone how I just, I understand. You're the leader. If they thought your strength wasn't holding up at such a key moment, you could lose control of the Pioneer team. I'm not trying to say your team isn't united enough, but the darkness usually has a way of pushing on variables. You've got a mile of experience. I know, I just was a nice hobby in my youth when I just kidnapped a few people, hold some hostages. I'm Bolivarian. Blackouts happy to come back in the city I'm from. Bolivar, there's a war there. We never had an easy guess for where the fires of war would stall out back home. Must have been hard for you, getting yourself out there, I mean. It was all thanks to my colleagues. The way I see it, you and your pioneer team are even more amazing. Me? Amazing? What? Why are you laughing? So the stupid company has made it all the way down to Bolivar? No, I don't mean like that. No matter how you look at it, you got here by your own 2 feet. The ones who came before you, the immigrants from Victoria, Gaul, and Bolivar. So it's interesting to hear that it's still basically country of an equation in this in Terror World. It's their footprints altogether that lit up these wilds. You got away with words. I'm just saying it like it is. I always wanted to see what a famous Colombian frontier was like. You're disappointed. I'd be more desolate than your hometown here. No, Mr. Sonny. I think I've learned a lot. For example, the way your power lines are designed really is economical and efficient, just as Mackinus described. Is it? It's some power poles. No. But hey, whatever strikes his fancy. Officer, the vehicle's ready. Make sure you've got the right equipment. I saw them with handmade crossbows. I get a little darker, then send a few drones ahead of the pioneers' living quarters, confirm the position of every hostage and bandit. We follow behind and look for a good opportunity to bust in. Then, what about Researcher Silence and Edwards Island operator? They're collateral. What are you going for here? I'm not sure which side they're on. Is that how you wine lappers work? You've gotta pick a side first no matter what you're doing? We just want to ensure all problems are resolved. Yeah, see, they're very sus. They actually help people. That's what we do in defense, officer. And what I do is help people. Listen, I don't care what you guys want me to do. My advice is to make sure you don't get in the way of my job either. So, you're saying it's Woods Islanders who saved you? Yeah, you should join them, they're pretty cool. Woods Island didn't just save my life in the accident. It gave me a chance to continue my education. I'm where I am today all because Woods Island changed my life. What a nice company. Any other time and place, I'd have thought you were running a recruitment drive. Mr. Sunny, if you do have an interest, you can absolutely send your CV to Woods Island. Me, a pioneer, and looking like a kidnapper now. Handing my CV to a company as fine as you're talking about. Pretty funny joke there. Hey, we do take war criminals in, I've heard. Humble yourself all you want. I can still tell how much potential you got as an engineer. Not to mention your 3 ladies in there. All infected and still got hired by Winelab. You know how tough that is. Yeah, they definitely are outstanding. No, not just outstanding. They're 1 in a million, top of the fields. You got so many infected each year, and only the tiniest number of talents ever get pardoned. But Woods Island? Yeah, Mr. Quay, you want to tell me? Woods Island never gives terms to Taj when it saves people. Even if I was willing to believe you. Believe your special kind of faith in the company that saved your life. Believe it was ready to go against its own nature and self-interest and feed infected fair and square. I mean, you say it's against the self-interest, but I feel like Woods Island got a lot of advantages of actually treating infected well. Like, I feel like you have a very loyal workforce that probably work for not that much payment, you know? All things considered, just for being treated as humans. I guess it's a bit harder for them to work with other companies and governments, but otherwise, I feel like they have in 3D actually. Still can't tell me you're not lucky to be one of the chosen ones. The subs left over. They get wound up to sit and wait until they drown in the mud. Your only other chance is to try taking a few steps. Face up to bigger danger and go looking for the tiniest place where just for a moment they can rest their feet. Them and me, we're all in the same boat. No soul to save us. Can't even save ourselves. Olivia, do you really think this is going to help? Troy's pain activity indicators have stabilized somewhat. I've administered some intravenous nervous depressants. It used to be a routine treatment method. The fact isn't especially ideal in this case, but... Could your attack have had some other trigger? It's just the stress outside, okay? She's still in serious danger either way. Yes, as long as we can't treat the cause, she needs a better care environment. That's great. We're not even asking about Joy's condition. Let Quay and the Pioneer Leader go on patrol together. That wasn't my decision. It was Quay's own idea. You're the captain. I haven't spent as much time on the road's landship as you two have. But I know how the company works, Olivia. I'm not trying to criticize you. But if Quay runs into trouble or are held up to defeating Joyce, you won't forgive yourself. I believe Sunny would more easily trust Quay or us. I mean, I guess Quay is in a more neutral position, right? Since you all are still working for Vine Lab too. Is there any difference? Recall you're unfortunate enough to catch Earpathy in a testing accident at Vine headquarters. Yes, mine. You at headquarters? You would think they have better measures there, at least. It crossed your mind at the time that we might never be able to do research again. Of course it did. But the boss, Ferdinand, signed a new contract right out, extending the 3 years to 10, giving a 30% raise. We're Employee of the Year. Yeah, not much of a consolation prize, right? All the time I was getting treated at Woods Island, I ended up writing the director 3 entire conference papers. I understand your perspective. I'm more or less the same. I'm far less purely optimistic than you. I'm worried about the future and following from that. I was thankful to Paris and Vine Lab for a time. But I've never doubted my own abilities, nor what they could do for Vine Lab in return. Plus, Earpathy is a challenge to overcome. It's not going to gnaw our entire lives away. That's why we can do what we can't. Mr. Sunny, I'd like to point out that there are kind of contradiction in what you're saying. For real? You say that the pioneers risk it all in search of the next place to rest their feet. So how do you know we're not about to come across a way out? Because they do not have video games here. So the building, the power's back. The hell? Wait, the son of a gun. That's what we were doing the whole time. You were talking to me? Mr. Sunny, if I hadn't run out into the darkness back then, wouldn't ever have met the Woods Islanders who came before me, carrying the light. Trust me, sometimes taking one more step really does mean something. Even if I'm already standing on the brink. Even if you already jumped off. We've seen you reaching out your hand. You're crying out for us to help. So we'll do everything we can to catch you. See, there's goodness in humankind. It's not all evil big companies. No matter what you've been through, it's far from the time to give up yet. We've got power. Did Quay do it? That's a relief. Joyce is showing a reaction to the light. Trust you to be so focused even now. Ladies. Why are you back alone? Where's Quay? That's the only place with power right now. He's making for the other quarters. You don't trust me, do you? Stay back! To be fair, you know, you did kidnap her. Lena? Olivia, you said he wouldn't trust us, but I have even less grounds to trust him. He tricked me and Joyce into coming here. I've kept quiet on this the whole time, so more of them surrounding the labs. All of those pioneers are armed. It's not what you think. What do I think, eh? You said you didn't want to do anyone dirty. I mean, you forgot how Dorothy's been treating you all? Want to hurt her for your own selfish ends? Is that... Did you pull an alarm? Planning for a long time. I'm sure the police and my defense colleagues are already on their way. Won't need any tools to pin our position now. Much thanks to Quay for this. So that's why he got the power on. No, don't project your own gloomy mind on him. He was just wholesome. He really does want to help you, just like Dorothy and Joyce do. Out of respect for them, consider letting you off the hook. So, whatever plans you had before, give them up before it's too late. Man, she does have energy. To be fair, you know, I get being upset of getting, you know, just taken hostage after you wanted to just help out of the goodness of your heart, you know. But it turns out, not yet, our people are waiting for your order. And tell me, what the hell is that thing shining above the side? So close. Will be good soon. That's some goddamn beautiful light. Is it? Thank you. I'll be feeling thought out some, even working with you here. Just a bit left in front now, right? I should just make a corpus. Cut whatever you want us. We won't take it sitting down. Not always got our own two hands to get things done. Wait, something's wrong. Hold on a second. What is it? Don't go any further. The light isn't my arts. Welcome to the police force. Dog silence. I'd like to ask just one more time. Be willing to trust a pioneer. I'm a doctor and a researcher, unlike my colleagues. And that I trust the truth. What's the deal outside? What are they all running for? Did you... Not on my orders. Get away from me, you bastard! Shit. Police are probably here to rescue us. No, stay in here. What the hell is wrong with you now? My guess is that things come again. What thing? Well, the truth I wanted to tell you about. Lena, keep away from the doctor. Okay, but what? Do we just have horrible chimera experiments or some bullshit? Sir, gotta watch out. Whip. Has he been hurt? Or is he having an attack? Stay away from him. Your teammate is clearly in need of assistance. Watch what's behind him. What the fuck? Is this just a living gun? An irregular shaped object hangs in the air. Its surface exceptionally glossy, issuing gentle silver rays all about it and hovers faintly up and down at this moment, as if following some sort of weaving pattern. After rising up behind the pioneer, about 3 seconds pass where it hangs in the air. Then immediately it slowly rotates its own body, as if curiously assessing every human at the scene. It's... Run. I guess I get what they're upset about. But hey, also, do you know what it could mean for science?
Already got a plan.
Yeah, I have a plan. It probably involves... They could put Blessing down. I have more confidence in Blessing than Cardigan, basically. Or we... Put Blessing down here for now.
Wird meine Hilfe eher benötigt als hier. Du kannst rennen, aber ich werde dich kriegen.
Okay, man. I didn't know you were that emotional over this. put you there. To be fair, we probably should just... She will carry, hopefully.
Das Einzige, was einen Zweihänder ausbremsen kann, ist die Feigheit seines Besitzers.
Okay. You will probably need healing
Still,
more.
while emotion is meaningless here.
Healing will still be a big problem right now.
There is no hesitating in battle.
Hier stehe ich. Du kommst nicht vorbei.
I'll join in the performance at the right section.
You probably do want Aya next, yeah. Like, not having actual healing still hurts a lot.
Alright, your attacks have no effect. Am I the only tuba out of my way, or I shove your head up this tuba?
No, not my head. I should have put her where her spirit is. I need to learn how to use this team actually. I mean, we can also do something like this instead.
I'll be careful. This may be a little hot.
Still mulling things. Still soaking yourself in the past.
Okay. We're
There
managing.
is no... Your attacks have no effect.
This is all. You have all awkward ranges for some things here.
Watch out for fires.
Greetings. Let's forego the bothersome form. Conviction will throw you off pace.
Yeah,
Still soaking
no,
yourself in the
no
past.
formalities, just murder.
This may be a little hot.
Guess there's some use for you.
I'll give it a try. Alright.
Oh yeah.
You want my opinion? Use your weapon. Tell me who you are.
Crush them. Beat that to a pulp.
Okay, you know, it's... Oh, fuck. You died. You know what? That's spooky. If I go for more serious content with the team, I kinda need to learn Aya Alter for sure. That is what I'm learning from this year.
Außergewöhnliche Melodien können nur mit einer bebenden Seele.
Your attacks have no effect.
They are all Yeppas too. Beautiful. See, this game was never hard. I have to admit, I wasn't expecting that. Up until I saw Savia do it, rest assured, I have no intention of going back to prison either. Then that makes cleaning up the scene of the crime here a lot easier. After all, I'm a mechanist. Won't take much time to pull a machine apart. Yeah, no, and then we can steal it from Woods Island and steal the technology. But I'm wondering, how did you know it was empty inside? I spared with this power suit a few times before. You've been hunted by them too? In a sense. Could be the other way around, honestly. If they're showing up here, that goes to show someone really doesn't want us attacking Mulesi's whereabouts. Who's that someone going to be? There are many possibilities. I don't contact Mulesi much. I only know she was participating in some Vine Lab-headed secret experiment before she disappeared. Considering I left Vine long ago, but divulging as much to me already violated her NDA. Yeah, I mean, see, it's justified to kidnap her. Does Vine Defense dispatch cutting-edge weapons to eliminate info-leaking employees? Yes, got it. That's non-disclosure too. Woods Island sure is a friendly enterprise, isn't it, Dr. Liver? Yeah, we are the best employer. Why else did we get either of you? Mulesi is an ordinary Vine Lab employee. If you can drive her to the edge, the professionalism has to be on par with mine. This model of power armor made a showing in certain mercenary groups about half a year ago. Neither its defensive material nor its equipped weaponry are outstanding. All in all, it's comparable to military manufactured power armor from 5 years ago. Save for one very notable point. Doesn't demand anything from its user. Anything. How low do the requirements go? Any being whose psychological parameters can maintain a standard exercise state satisfies the requirements. I can, you can, and the doctor can. I'm kind of dying to try. You won't like the feeling of it, Doctor. I can guarantee you. Hey, you know, new experiences. Only quack troops used to be able to wear power armor. It makes sense. Yeah, I mean, I joked about it, but it makes so much sense that you would just fuel your whoever's in the power armor with all the painkillers of the world. Picture controlling your giant contraption for extended periods of fighting, or drowning your own vomit in the process. Surely wasn't something anyone could do without training. Ask Durna, she'll tell you. She says she's bored one time ever. It made her want to quit the military right then and there. Imagine these intervening years have been enough for them to iterate the technology a couple dozen times over. There's no shortage of vets among the mercenaries. But for anyone to vet, that's an invention that might change how whole wars are fought. I love my proxy wars with drones. Similar power armors are only out there in extremely low numbers, which makes it obvious this tech is only in its prototype phase. I'm on the trail of its source right now. Getting leads isn't the cakewalk, as with so many other experimental weapons. This power armor is extremely advanced tech, right? The mercs may not be clients. In the eyes of the people who order this stuff, mercenaries in these latest power suits are interchangeable. It's only experimental. The edge projected from nomadic cities is often the boundary where the rules of civilization no longer apply. The mercenaries active in the barren seem as the pioneers are the most convenient test subjects. Even an experiment fails and they're disposed of. Hardly anyone is going to pursue the whereabouts. And soon enough, the next batch of test subjects gets funneled in. Won't any of them fight it? No point in fighting it. The mercenaries are fully aware the new weapons in their hands could explode, but they could also be stronger than whatever their opponents are wielding. Legally, these mutually consenting deals are on the verge of compliance. Mr. Mechanist, have you discovered anything new? Something feels off. Something's felt off from the very beginning. Nobody in the power armor. How did I not tell that at a glance? The mercs could be remote controlling from a distance. Or maybe you set it up with automated programming. I swear to God, it better do at least have somebody manually controlling those things. But no matter what, there'll be distinct patterns in its behavior. Just like Lancer 2 and Castle 3. Obviously, they're not that flexible. Even the highest grade of automation out of the newest crop of Void Silence R&D weaponry wouldn't escape my eyes. You want me to believe the bunch of damn army-funded mechanists could pull it off? What are you doing? Solving the power armor's central nerves. There's something tipping out of these tubes. Silver liquid. Ah, so that is how the experiment is connected. Interesting. What is the substance? Maybe it's the answer to your question. So they're just making living weapons there, more or less. Yippee. Did we get away? I haven't run this fast in a long time. What exactly was? It followed us? Get down. Right, this was an angry snake, if you think about it. This isn't the same one as before. Oh, now they're mating. At least 10, even more actually. Surrounded the living quarters. They're multiplying. Multiplying? Have you seen those things before? Explain! Dr. Erbecker, shouldn't you be the one explaining? Whatever loving hell do you mean? Move. You know, I guess I'm starting to think maybe the man was justified in trying to do something against the creation of those things. This thing's too fast. I don't want to imagine what happens if it touches you. Do you think we should head back inside? Better we don't. Why? Guess it got attracted to the light or something? That's the building we were in. When an invisible, massively powerful attack, the pioneer's hut violently sways, the flimsy windows and doors shattering in quick succession. It's the only thing I can explain that they would be like going for the electricity or something. Maybe it's their food. Practically at the same time, the peculiar objects that were hanging in the air before fly straight at the room. Silver liquid oozes through the cracks in every frame at lightning speed. As the miniature creature would smell blood and dig fearlessly into its prey's wounds. But the next instant, something that defies all comprehension, including the scientists, decides to take place. Did the building just disappear? No. It didn't disappear. Was disintegrated. What? You see those things floating in the air? You're trying to tell me that used to be part of the building? I feel it may be the entire building. That is horrifying. As her voice falls silent, the fragments frozen in mid-air come falling down one after another. Cacophony, dust, detritus everywhere. Like the restarting of a clock stopped by force, and everything that existed by all rights returns. Did I get hit by some kind of mind control arts? I mean, if not, then everything I just saw somehow violated every law of physics I know. It's the work of the silver liquids. They dispersed into innumerable minute individuals, dismantled and lifted away. What was the section of that room? And then we assembled it. Like there were dozens of invisible hands? Sounds like your ladies are talking about ghosts. Wait, Petalopsis! Joyce was just in that room! Don't tell me she got... Yay, thank you, Mr. Pioneer Man. Ah yes, you made it out too? Sir, I got more out of there. Hey, Joyce! Thank God, she's okay. Perishes. His wounds aren't severe, but his endurance has been overtaxed. He urgently needs rest. He can't hang around this place. None of the pioneer quarters are safe anymore. So the police gonna love this part, huh? Did you see that? I don't know what you're referring to. Knock it off. I know you're not that dumb. Did you not feel that tremor just now? Made those floaty things some new mother of throne or something. Why has developed those yourself? Damn it! I only tell you that we did not take any action against the site on your orders. Who was your boss again? Ferdinand? Mr. Ferdinand Clooney is the director of Fine Labs Energy Section. Don't care how your company is structured. Give me your comm. I want to talk to him. Director Clooney is extremely busy. I ain't gonna need you to pass along a message. Ask if he knows what the bastard he is. I think he's aware, but what if it's all for his power and influence? And money? Director, you have a message. Sends from observation at the site. Well. Also, your son appears to need you for something. Should I put him through? Simply, tell him I'm busy, man. They had to add in this lie to just make him more evil, right? Come on, man. Right, send the contents of Elena's most recent report to my terminal. Honest Director? How many times have I told you? Don't call me Director. Sorry, Mr. Clooney. Speaking of Elena, I gather you got along well with her. Brainstorm for me. What kind of present would she like? Yeah, you know, just buy her silence. Olivia. Sorry, treating the wounded pioneers has me occupied. Are you hurt? I'm fine. I don't have field experience like you do, but I can take care of myself at least. Even then, should we be evacuating as soon as possible? All sites in chaos. Pioneers are busy with themselves. We've got a good opportunity to escape. Positive the director got my message. They sent people to fetch us. Yeah, okay, I don't think we can ignore the eldritch horror we have created. Once we back up with our colleagues at defense, we'll be in perfect position to wipe out the fetter to the side and save Dorothy. Maybe you're right. Maybe? I can't do it. It's all in my power to leave these people for dead. As now, they couldn't do it. Leave choice for dead. You saw. Dark silence. We still got a few casualties here. Throne. Not gonna last much longer if they keep this up. I mean, not gonna last much longer. Not every way to attack it, no dice. Those weak zoned hurt and impossible to break. You don't even got nowhere to hide. Sir, what are you telling them all this? They could be getting off on it. These things above our heads are all mystery weapons and now by the fuss in the megacorps. We're not trapped in this test site forever. So I'm off that for now. Everyone, I've got an idea. We have some kind of proposal? What if we electrocute them? Take your time, you are running too fast. Careful not to boost yourself. I've noticed those objects seem to chase after light and human voices. Watch. Okay, so yeah, they are attracted to the light. I was that smart. They're following your art's light ball away into the air. It's only temporary. My arts aren't able to trick them for long. You've done all you can, and very well at that. For the Texas, you thought I have an interesting line of thought. Wait, can you assist in evacuating the nearby pioneers? They trust you. Move them somewhere dark and tell them they need to keep quiet. Sure, I know what to do. I've done work like this plenty of times with the senior operators. Dr. Science, you and Miss Selena take care too. What about us then? Make some signs of movement. The larger the better. Just to cover the sounds of the other's footsteps at minimum. On it. Then call 5 or 6 guys over if you can. Take whatever makes the most noise. Are you seriously going along with them? You've got a better idea? I will say, boss. You know they're smart, they will help. Drive every silver body to our location. So we act as bait and then what? We explode. For now, stall as long as we can. And then come to the laboratories. That voice. Dorothy? Yes, it's me, Dorothy. I did a quick wig on the laboratory PAs. I hope I didn't scare you. Are you alright? Completely safe. You don't need to worry about me. Laboratory buildings are sturdier, and they will help you resist the threat. Everyone, your Pioneer Team friends or Vine co-workers, laboratory's doors are open to you. See, there's some decent
All
people.
enemies have been dealt with.
Good job. Is anybody I know streaming? If not, I think I might also just say fuck it. No, I'm just gonna say fuck it and leave, basically. Well, thanks for watching. Tomorrow, Slay the Spire. Yippee! See you then. Bye bye.